stream is up, and I guess we're ready to start.
All right, let's watch last episode for the recap.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's only what was it, 4 hours long?
Yeah.
I mean,
2 times speed.
short summary. Tilt threw a shark thing and destroyed a bunch of bandits.
That is the
Eh.
TLDR, isn't it?
Yes.
So some other things happened as well, but that is definitely the most important thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, as far as I can recollect, last time on Shark Ball Z, um, we had just heard the Swooping Owls had just heard that the congregation of what seemed to be Xanathar guild thugs had down here in the dock ward in the Mist Shore area. One of them was trying to break down a door to supposedly Grinda Garloff's hideaway. So we rambunctiously cast a bit of haste on Tilt Thatcher, whose veins pumped with magic, and he ran straight into a group of Xanathar thugs and started absolutely obliterating them, including one dwarf, was it? Not a Dwargar, right? Yeah, it was a dwarf.
It was a dwarf.
With a crossbow hand?
Yes.
Yeah, and during that process, of course, it was always a trap because the dwarf then summoned a bunch of bandits with ranged weapons and 3 bandit captains who began to assault from atop this ship here. So then, with Nuhi off, pelting people with arrows off from farther away, Cyril took it upon himself to confront the bandits, summoning spirit guardians around himself and climbing to the top of the ship and facing the horde of bandits alone. Tilt, however, had to contend with a marrow that the dwarf summoned, which is a fish-like creature that had, I think, a crossbow and
Like a harpoon gun.
a harpoon gun, and maybe another weapon. Uh, and they began fighting too. All the while, Typhir just kind of calmly walked around, maintaining concentration on his haste spell, uh, kind of looking at the corpses of all the thugs, stepping over them, and like looking at the corpse of the dwarf that Tilt like chewed through, who tried to escape on this boat over here but never made it. Cyril, with his spirit guardians, kept dealing radiant damage, and he kept dodging all of the attacks. And eventually, Tilt grabbed the marrow, grappled it, and threw it onto the ship directly into the crowd of thugs. And many of them were basically flattened, smashed by the action. And eventually, they the bandits saw that they were being massacred and that their employer, the dwarf, was dead, and that a very angry and very fast Tilt, who was like dodging all of the attacks because of his increased AC, all Matrix style, was coming for them next, and so they gave up and ran away. But then there was something else lurking in the water, and it was a shark. And we checked the marrow for anything important, and then we just chucked fish bait at the shark, and it ate the Marrow's body, and it went away.
Most importantly, after the shark tried to jump on the boat to grab the marrow itself.
Yes. After that, Tilt broke down the door at Typhir's behest into Grinda Garloff's hideaway, uh, dragging the body of. I know he has a name, but I don't even remember what it was.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if he like said his name, but
Dwarf.
Grinda did. Grinda said it. I remember.
oh yeah.
His name is Crossbow Dwarf. He didn't stay alive long enough for his name to matter.
Yeah, he really didn't.
Yeah, and it was Typhir and Cyril who threw the marrow overboard because it was Nuhi and Tilt who broke into the door, and it was Nuhi and Tilt first talking to Grinda, and they didn't manage to convince her of much. There was a lot of deliberating. She kept asking who they were, and she didn't. She was very reluctant to trust them. But Cyril and Typhir came around, and Typhir as a fellow spellcaster, and Cyril as a wise cleric, um, were able to speak more on Grinda's level, and Typhir surmised from the clues that Grinda was running away from the Xanathar Guild, and that she had got himself in a spot of trouble. And between the two of between the whole group, they were able to finally convince her that she needed to go. That the Xanathar Guild, if they knew that she had the Stone of Galore, and that she had betrayed the Xanathar Guild, wouldn't stop sending assassins after her. And she took it out of her chest where she was keeping it for storage, and Typhir wondered what else was in there, and she wouldn't much say, other than saying it was her personal effects. So Typhir decided to just open it, and a ward on the chest exploded onto Grinda, Typhir, and Cyril. And Typhir made the dex check to save. Grinda did not, and Cyril also made to save, and Typhir even used absorb elements to gain resistance to the damage. And inside, he found a headband of intellect, which he then put onto Tilt, and Tilt realized that throwing axes inside of a tavern was not a good idea. For a brief moment, he attained a oneness with the universe as his intelligence stat went up to 19, and but they had to return the headband of intellect, and he returned to thinking that throwing axes was a good idea. And so here we are. There's a wounded Grinda with like fire exploded on her, and a pretty healthy rest of the party.
Oh, wait, you forgot. We also got a key to her family tomb where the stone is supposed to be.
Ah, yes, that was what she got out of the chest, the key to the stone.
The entire reason we went there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I said that it was just the stone, but it was the key to the tomb where the stone is. The MacGuffin is a few more steps away.
Yep. I think that's pretty good. I don't think you missed anything unless anyone else has something to add.
I think the shark was called Old Obliterator.
Obliterus.
Obliterus.
Did you mention that Glinda's a diver and found the headband and other stuff?
I
Knew
did
he
not
was
mention that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do remember that being a
particularly
thing.
interested in that.
Maybe she dives for lionfish sometimes.
Maybe.
This pool right here is like supposed to be like a diving.
That's a
like,
pool? I
test.
just thought it
Yeah,
was
it's
a
supposed to be
carpet.
pool of water. Yeah, it's supposed to be water.
Wait.
That's
the water.
We
Yeah.
were standing on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we were standing
that was
on
a
it.
carpet.
I thought it was just a carpet.
that was like ruffled a little bit.
Okay,
We're
so
looking closely at
so
it now.
Typhir looks down and he's like, "Oh shit, my boots are wet. What the? That wasn't a carpet."
I'm pretty
I'm
sure he was
assuming,
Jesus too, because he was standing on the water.
I'm assuming it's like a diving pool kind of thing, but there's like steps going in it, so you guys are just like standing in the steps. I didn't say anything at the time because there's more important things going on. But
Oh my god.
Okay.
You should have just said, as soon as someone went there, you should have just said, you fell into the water. Or
you're
just
what?
like, no, you should have just said, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So you guys mentioned that you were going to bring Grinda into like safekeeping,
Well,
sort of like witness protection kind of thing.
we haven't decided exactly whether we want to bring her to Barnabas or if we want to just stick her inside of the Troll Skull Manor.
Oh.
I think we were going to
Well, like-
talk about that on the way there.
Oh. Okay.
I thought we were clearly sending her to Barnabas, but okay.
I don't know what to do because Barnabas would maybe just lock her up and throw away the key.
That's a
Right.
good point.
All right. With that, she's gonna she sort of took the lead, but then she turns around and she goes, "Well, where are we going?"
Well, my fair Grinda, we will need to hire a carriage and ride in privacy.
Oh yeah. By the way, it's like a little bit after 5 p.m. now,
Yeah.
so the sun's starting to set.
I turn to Typhir and go, Typhir, what is Strix doing?
I believe Strix this time was keeping an eye out on the area or something.
I don't remember
I
what we had.
believe Strix is at Toskull Manor, watching the bear and zombie squire.
Oh yeah, it's keeping an eye on our stuff. Yeah, I say to Cyril, I'm like, Strix is currently watching over our abode, making sure there are no intruders or undesirables in the area.
Okay.
Should
Well,
should I resummon my fine familiar?
nah, that's okay. I guess we need to go get a carriage.
Yes, I kind of team huddle with the the swooping owls. I say, what exactly shall we do with Miss Garloth here?
Um, I vote we don't keep her at our place so we don't get any more fireballs.
Hmm.
Also, as much as I hate to entrust others to ensure her well-being, I think we're going to be too preoccupied to ensure her well-being ourselves.
Hmm. Tilts?
Well, if we need to keep her somewhere safe, um, what about the soaring eagles? You know, maybe they could help keep her safe.
Hmm.
That's an excellent idea, actually.
Hilt, are you still wearing that headband?
No.
Well, maybe it had some lasting effect.
Well, I mean, we can always count on our friends, right?
Yes, but for some reason, the rest of our party was not thinking of that.
But yes, that is definitely a much better idea.
So, is that the plan?
Yes.
Well, we just have to be careful though, because what if they might be too partial to turning Grinda over to the authorities? We just have to make sure we
We
play
don't
our
have to
cards right.
give background.
Yes, but don't you think they might be a little bit concerned about why people might be coming after her?
Not if we say it's a Xanathar guild.
Ah, fair enough. And we could bring over this body with us too, and just
Uh,
Wait. We've gotten in trouble with not uh
reporting bodies.
doing the right thing with bodies before. I think we got to rethink that.
That's true.
Yeah, we should probably get Captain Saget.
Yes.
Um, hmm, maybe we split, and two of us take Grinda to the Soaring Eagles, and two of us go get Captain Saget and throw him what happened, and we just say Grinda wasn't here.
okay.
Yes.
Um, why
Well,
don't
I
Tilt and
feel
I stay with Grinda, and we'll go to the Soaring Eagles immediately.
I feel like that's a good idea. Zero might have a little bit more influence, being a noble and all,
Wait, with who?
with the city guard. They might trust you a little bit more.
I mean, I guess we've worked with Captain Saget before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then why doesn't the convincing looking Cyril go then and try to persuade the Soaring Eagles instead?
Um, I think they'll also just help us. They are adventurers too.
Okay, then it doesn't matter. We'll just send Strix and the Panther there with Grinda.
I think we need slightly more explanation than that. But I mean, do we remember who had the best rapport with Captain Saget?
um,
New he like looks down at the ground.
it's
Yeah.
it's definitely not Newhee.
Okay,
and it's definitely not me too, because I almost got arrested. Remember?
Okay, I'll go to Captain Saget.
I'll go with you, and we'll send these two to the Soaring Eagles.
All right.
Wait, I kind of signaled to Grinda and asked her to come over.
She walks
During the
over.
huddle.
Hmm.
Do you trust these two to get you to safety? I point at Tilt and Nui.
That's fine.
Do I know if that is kind of a reluctant answer?
Yeah, she's very obviously like being like, I don't really have a choice in the matter kind of thing.
Okay.
Don't worry, Grinda. You see
When
all these dead bodies here? I took care of that.
so when I look at Grinda, how is she dressed?
I mean, she has like on this long robe. There is a symbol of the Xanathar Guild on it, and but she's also bleeding out a little bit from the explosion that happened earlier.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of tattering on the robes.
Okay. Well, I look at the Xanathar Guild robes and I'm like, my lady, do you have any other attire you could use, especially some without the symbolism of the Xanathar Guild?
Yes, I suppose I could change.
Yes, it would be good to be discreet. Also, the people who will help you out are not the type to be associated with such hmm, uh, organizations, shall we say.
Very well. And she goes and grabs some clothes from her chest, you assume?
Yeah, I also tell her, to have something to, like a hood to put over her head and stuff like that. Just to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Comes back out. He's changed into it looks like a fresh pair of robes. They don't have any specific symbols on them, just some like blue, dark blue robes.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is what is it called? Sanctuary? No, it's not sanctuary. It's um the thing that gives us temporary hit points. Was that still active by the time we got her to agree um to cooperate?
It might have
She
been.
does not have. She does not have them.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have been affected by the temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Should
everything. I go. Okay, I think I got it. Nui and I will take Grinda to the Soaring Eagles, and Tilt and Typhir will talk to Captain Saget.
That's what I said the first time.
Oh,
I was actually looking over your guys' intelligence scores, and I'm really glad now to know that Cyril and Tilt both have an 8. So they're equally as, as dumb.
um.
the struggles of Point Five.
So I say, come. We shall all walk together until just about a stone's throw from the the city guards, the magistrate's office in this ward, and then you three and of course Dash will hire a carriage uh, to the what is it, the castle ward? Yeah.
Yes.
and,
Okay.
and so I say, come, let us walk.
All right. I'll just bring you guys to Waterdeep.
Yeah. And I think also it's like we're going first, mainly to get Grinda out, so our lie isn't caught very easily. But I assume Tilt and Typhir will catch up to us. So we should probably do them first, and then us, and they can just barge in at some point.
Okay. What are you guys doing with the body of the dwarf?
Well, they said not to mess with those bodies, so we just leave it there for the
Oh, you
city
just
guard.
leave it
Well,
there.
we're gonna tell Captain Staggett about what happened so he doesn't get pissed at us for improperly
Yeah.
dealing with dead bodies, right?
Yes.
We're showing him all the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So you're just leaving it
yes.
there.
Except for the one that got eaten by a shark.
All right. Okay, so you guys make your way back towards the guards house
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the dock ward. And yeah, it starts showing up into your vision as you guys are walking along.
Yeah, and as soon as it's in sight, we just get a cab for uh Dash, Nuhi, Cyril, and Grinda, and then Tilt is with me.
Mhm.
Okay. You call for a cab and a horse strolls up and how can I help you?
To the castle ward. Post haste.
2 silver.
I give him the silver.
Alright. So it's Cyril, Grinda, and Nui, and
Yes.
I guess
And
Dash.
Dash.
Alright. So yeah, they head off on the carriage and just leave you, Typhir, and Tilts behind.
Mhm.
We'll do you guys first.
Okay.
Well, I guess
As this happens, I resummon Strix to
Okay.
me, and I believe it's still a raven thing.
Yes, I believe so.
And I have Strix watch the area around us.
Where is it?
Actually, I'll have Strix just follow them and keep me apprised of what's happening with the
Oh,
rest of the group.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it was here. Okay. Alright, you're gonna have it follow the carriage.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You guys are at the you guys are at the door of the guardhouse for the dock ward.
Okay, I knock.
Come in.
Oh
I
God.
hear the shrill voice of the magistrate secretary, and I kind of sigh, and I look at Tilt with sullen eyes, and I open the door and walk in.
Yes, how can I help you? Oh, it's you guys.
Yes, us guys.
The ostriches,
Yes,
or
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes. Yeah. We would simply like to report to Captain Staggart, as is according to the law, about incidents which may have occurred in the district of Mistward, Mistshore.
Well, Captain Staggett is out now, so you won't be able to speak with him.
Well, can I leave a message with him?
And then at that time, you see Captain Staggett walk in the door behind you guys.
Oh, Captain Staggart.
Yes. Ah, the soaring. Sorry, the swooping owls. That
Right.
that was my own. That was my own bad.
Oh
you
yeah.
can you say.
I'm
I
just
mean,
taking that as the Captain Staggart's bad. That sounds about right. I say yes. Well, Captain, about the incident earlier that we spoke to you about, we may have caused a few. How should I put it? Deaths.
I think what Typhir is trying to say is we we tried to we had to resort to some self-defense.
I see. How bad is it? How many bodies we talking?
Oh, you know, maybe a dozen Xanathar and bandits altogether.
Oh boy. Guards, can I get some guards? He calls out like into the back of the barracks. Men, we need to go and clean up the area in the mist shore. Seems to be a bunch of bodies down there. Can you two come with me? Pointing to you
Yes,
two.
sure.
And I assume you lead him back to the area.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we'll go back there. You're not here, you're not here, you're not here, you're not here. And then you're here. So you lead him back to this area, and he sees all the bodies, and then he also notices the dwarven guy in the house body, and he looks up on the top of the ship, and he sees a few bodies there, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Oh boy! All right, men, we need to seal this place off, get this place cleaned up." And then these guys come over and start wrapping up the bodies, and he turns to you as he
wait.
goes, "Any survivors
Well, you
other than you two?"
well, the rest of our party who had matters to attend with elsewhere, we stayed behind to make sure this business was dealt with properly.
Very well, I appreciate that. And he starts taking a look around. And he walks in here and he goes, "This is Grinda's place, no?"
Yes.
And he comes back out and he's, is she deceased? I don't see her among the bodies.
No, she's not. She's fine, but she's on the run from the Xanathar. They're after her.
I see. Did you let her go?
Well, we got the information we wanted out of her.
Hmm. You know where she went then?
out of character, didn't we say we were gonna say that she wasn't home?
Yes, we did.
Did we say that?
I think that is what you guys agreed on.
Okay, well, can we do what we agreed on
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of?
You could. Yeah, just go ahead and say what you
Okay,
think what you should have said.
I said, okay. Um, they were trying to barge in. As you see, the dwarf is there, but she wasn't home.
I see. When we got the reports, they did say there was a bunch of commotion at her house, but I guess nobody did say that she was home.
Hmm.
And he kind of takes another look, starts looking through her things. Are you sure? There seems to be a lot of movement along inside of her house.
Movement?
Yes, it seems like a lot of people were in there.
Well,
And I also
that
noticed that there's
that
a
dwarf over there, it went into the room and it opened up a chest, and we saw a big explosion when the chest was opened. So
yes, I see that.
that might explain the reason you're seeing a mess over there.
Yes, I see the burn marks on the floor.
Mhm.
Seems like something happened in there. Well, I
My
guess we'll
guess,
have to search
Captain
for her.
Staggett, is that they were looking for whatever she has. So,
Right. Did you search her room for anything? Did you find any clues for why this whole commotion happened?
um, it is related to the investigation that the magistrate of the North Ward pertains to.
I see. I suppose I'll make my reports and send over a copy to Barnabas, as this is dealing with that investigation.
Yes, we will be making our report to Barnabas, and then you can retrieve the details from him if you want.
Very well. Well, I'll have to put out a warrant, though, for this Grinda character. She seems to have gone missing. She might already be out of town, but best I can do.
Is she wanted for crimes?
Well,
Should
being
we
a
have
part of the
not?
Xanathar guilds,
Ooh.
and also causing a commotion here in the Mistshore,
As far as
be
I,
at least
to
due
be
for
fair,
questioning.
Captain Staggett, just to play devil's advocate, but again, I'm from Baldur's Gate. I would like to know the laws of Waterdeep a bit better, but as far as I understand, she was not inviting her fellow guildmates to come and assassinate her.
Well, I suppose that would be true. I don't think anyone would. But, as you mentioned, this is the center of some part of your investigation.
Mm,
So I'll help out Barnabas a little bit by putting out that search warrant. They may get her in for questioning.
mm.
Wouldn't you not agree?
Yes, of course. In terms of usefulness to the investigation, but I merely meant to, oh, concepts such as uh, human rights, personal protections, etc. Uh, have you ever heard of a Bill of Rights? Democracy. Have you ever heard that
Uh, Bill of democracy?
word?
I don't even know what that is. Are you making up words?
I'm sorry. Such concepts occupied me reading in the theoretical texts about politics and government in the scriptorium of Candlekeep, of course.
You Baldur's Gate people are always weird.
It's
Making
only
up things like
us,
10 days.
more like us scholars. 10 days are real, and you Waterdavians are keeping something from me.
I never heard no 10-day. He shouts out to one of his men that are cleaning out the bodies. Hey, you! You ever heard of a 10-day? No, sir. It's a week, right? So we had 7 days in a week. Yeah, that's what I thought. See?
I the fact that you Waterdavians don't celebrate such such days as midsummer will forever confound me. I know not what calendar you all follow.
Well, anyway, I should probably get up writing this report and putting out that search warrant.
Hmm. To think that the wizard Harpdos's work is so brutally ignored by the people of Waterdeep. Oh, Harpdos, your calendar has been trampled upon by some wicked conspiracy.
There you go, mumbling again.
Yes, yes. Come, Tilt,
Very well.
we must attend to our friends.
Yes, you are dismissed. Thank you for your assistance in this matter.
I wave Captain Saget off weakly as I, hold my forehead like in my hand.
As I asked Tefi while we're walking away, based off what Captain Staggett said, should we have not been arrested also for the fireball incident in our tavern?
That is why I was arguing that perhaps the warrant for arrest was unjustified. Yes, Tilt.
I mean, because we were just basically existing, and based off what he just said, we should be in jail right now.
Well, the only reason we're not, apparently, is that we stayed at the scene of a crime and Barnabas was allowed to question us.
Yeah, you guys were questioned and considered not a threat or anything.
Was it a good idea to? Well, are we within earshot of any of the guards that are?
And no, I assume you kind of walked away a little bit.
Um, then was it a? Would it have been a better idea to just keep Grinda here?
Hmm. I
Because it looks like it might have been a better idea to just take her with us and not make her seem like a suspect.
I believe no matter what, Captain Stackett would have um, taken her in for questioning and kept her locked in a cell.
Well, let's just hope Cyril and Neil have a better shot at hiding her with the Storing Eagles.
Let's hope. And I imagine we transition over to them.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you guys
scene.
walk off. All right. So yeah, you guys are on your carriage trip over to the Soaring Eagles. A
Yeah.
nice peaceful ride over. Anything in particular you guys want to talk about before you get there?
Yeah. Um, I decide to uh where I turn to Grinda and I'm like, so you you said you do a lot of diving?
Yes, I'm a sort of an explorer, I suppose.
Interesting. Are you just exploring around in the harbor, or where exactly do you explore?
Yes, and in the Mistshore harbors there's a lot of sunken ships, as you might have seen. So that leads to a lot of treasures in the area.
Okay.
You see, I have a small machine that I use, that I ride in. Keeps me in the water, but with plenty of air.
Ha- have I ever heard of something like this?
Um, you may have heard rumors of like a machine that keeps people underwater and able to like people that can't normally breathe underwater. But you wouldn't know like the name of it or anything. But you've heard of like people using some sort of apparatus to explore the depths.
I've heard rumors of people using some sort of apparatus to explore the depth. What do you call such a contraption?
The underwater vehicle I use.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me help my memory.
As the pages of the adventure module flip.
The one that I use is called an apparatus of Qualish.
Huh. Interesting.
It's an underwater vehicle that I use.
Apparatus. Right. Well, how do you spell Qualish?
Here, I can put it in the chat for you.
Adventure designers decide to show off obscure magic item.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. What would you say the most interesting thing you found is? I
Oh
guess
boy.
maybe other than did you say you found the Stone of Galore doing this?
No. That was delivered to me by the Nimbleites that you guys were seeking out.
Huh.
Yes. So,
Oh, go ahead.
what was your experience with the stone?
Well, I received the stone from the Nimbleites, and I can't really quite remember what happened after that. And then I remember giving it to my rat familiar to hide away, and pretty much instantly regretting it as I heard knocks on my door.
Wait, you don't remember anything in the middle?
No, it's like it's been disappeared from my memory.
So you know you sent it here, and you know you have the key, but you don't know why you sent it.
Yes, it's like I remember getting the stone, and then I remember giving it away, but everything in between is gone.
That's very strange. We did read that it tends to have a mental. Did we say mental effects?
Yeah, mental effect. There's a lot
It
of
can
things that
affect the
happen.
mind of its holder.
Yeah.
Yes, I say that. We did read that it seems to affect the mind of its holder, so I guess that would track. But I I don't think I truly had an appreciation for how severe that is.
Yes, agreed.
Yes, I wish I could tell you more, but unfortunately I just don't remember.
We will have to be cautious. Hmm. All right. Well,
Do you know of anything in your family crypt that might be dangerous?
No, there shouldn't be any traps in there or anything. It's just a burial place for the members of my family.
Um, have you heard of the recent undead in the city of the undead?
I do remember hearing
it's
of
just the city
an
of the dead,
event.
right?
Yes, City of the Dead.
Typically, not the city of the undead.
Yeah. Oh, did I
Yes,
say the city of the undead?
yeah, you did. But I know what you mean, so it doesn't matter.
I was just making sure I knew what was going on.
No, that was I just said the wrong word.
Yeah.
Is Strix close enough to hear what they're saying?
Is he? Do you want him to be flying over, or do you want him to be in the garage with him?
What about like just outside, like the window?
Oh, like perching on like the windowsill or something,
Yeah.
or like on the top. Yeah, sure.
Okay. When they say "City of the Undead," a little bit after Strix says it with the Raven mimicry, he says, "City of the
Oh,
Undead."
Yeah, well, City of the Dead. Anyway, I had heard of a necromancer in the area, but I thought that was cleared up.
it was. Wait, was it? We never actually faced the necromancer, right?
No, you didn't.
Um,
You definitely killed the necromancer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
wait, did we?
yeah. You got the purple necklace from him, remember?
Okay.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking. Captain Stoneman.
Mhm.
Okay. The
Oh, the
Raven
Gravekeeper was the
when they
necromancer.
doubt if they killed the necromancer, Strix says, "Necromancer dead."
Okay. I just have in my notes Gravekeeper, not Necromancer.
The
Yeah, he
Gravekeeper
was
turned
both.
out to be a
Yeah.
necromancer.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we actually took care of him, but still the whole issue just um it's just peculiar considering
Yeah.
everything that's been going on.
Yes, considering there was a necromancer there recently, it seems quite odd that you would send the stone there. But I guess you don't have any extra knowledge.
Well, it was the
So,
safest place I could think of.
well, maybe the stone has extra knowledge. Um,
Maybe it convinced me or something to
did you
send it
talk
to
to
him.
it? Do you remember?
Like I said, I don't remember anything about the stun other than receiving it and, well, giving it away.
Do you do you remember, was there anything were you expecting the Nimblewright to show up?
No, I really wasn't. But when it
You
came with the
know,
stone,
No indication at all.
no, I was not really informed of its arrival, or I wasn't expecting it at all.
Hmm.
um, do you know who sent it to you? Not just the Xanathar Guild, but who specifically?
No, I just assume it was the Xanathar Guild that sent it to me. I know it was stolen a while ago. We had it in our possession. I assume they were just trying to get it back into our possession the safest way possible.
What's the first thing that you remember after taking possession of the stone?
After taking possession of it, the first thing I remember is giving it to my rat familiar and telling it to go to my family crypt.
That's very strange.
And when did you get your memory back?
Well, I never really got my memory back.
No, no,
Do
no,
you
no.
mean how long is the gap in my
When do
memory?
you yeah, when do you remember telling your rat familiar to take the stone away?
Oh, that was about mm, 2 hours ago.
And when were you given the stone?
That was earlier this morning.
What?
So I'm probably missing about 6 hours.
What what date do you what date do you think it is?
It's the 13th day of your guys' adventure.
We don't have a calendar.
We don't have a calendar.
No, no, it's day 13 of the month.
Yeah, day 13.
You just hear the Raven say, "Calendar of hot dogs." candy.
I lean out and I'm like, would you cut that out?
Cut that out.
Okay. So this means this is. I guess I'm talking. I can be talking to Nui about this.
Mhm.
So we beat up the necromancer 4 days ago,
Yeah.
which means we went after the Growlhounds 5 days ago, and we've spent the last 3-4 days in Ironwood. So, right, had the stone for 5 days, and then brought it to Grinda today. Also, out of character. People can confirm my timeline.
It sounds about right, so I'm just gonna kind of like let it slide.
Yeah, I think it's. It may not
It's
be
either
exactly
that.
right, but it's probably close enough.
It's either that or the stone was a recent acquisition.
Well, if I remember, if you remember, there was in the fireball we had uh, a gnome who I believe Erstal stole something from, and then we knew that Wright was at the Growlhound Manor, but he disappeared before we could get in, and somehow in here we learned about the stone.
A gnome. I'm sorry, a gnome?
A
Yeah.
gnome.
I know.
Do you know what he looked like?
Yes. He had a burnt cloak and a small dagger, and had dry waste and dung on his clothes.
I wonder because we had a report earlier that a gnome is what stole the Stone of Galore from us, the Xanathar Guild.
Wait,
I wonder
how
if it's the
long?
same gnome.
How long have you had? Has the Xanathar Guild had the stone?
I had only
Besides the last
recently
5 days.
I had only recently heard about the stone, maybe a little bit over a week ago. It was probably
Mhm.
top secret information until it got stolen. And then, well, they wanted everybody to know so we could get it back.
Well, and it would have been stolen on 6 days 6 days ago. No
Yes,
more recently than
that
six
sounds
days
about
ago.
right. Maybe it was a week ago.
Hmm.
A 7-day
Okay.
week.
Okay. So you guys had the stone at some time before a week ago, and this gnome
Yes.
gets it, and within like a few hours, it must have been, this nimble right you guys have had comes after him, throws a fireball at him, kills 13 people, and gets the stone, and then Erstal gets the stone back somehow. Do you know Erstal?
Yes, Erstal is part of the Xanathar Guild.
Erstal was part of the Xanthar Guild.
Well, I suppose so.
Do we leave him alive?
Yes, he's caught in the Northward. Well, probably not the Northward jail this time, but in jail.
Okay,
He was,
yeah. Well, we turned him over to the city guard.
yeah.
Well, I think it's a good thing we're bringing you not to Barnabas. It sounds like you better turn over a new leaf and kind of drop your past. if you don't want to end up in jail.
Well, I mean, that's sort of why I told you guys where the stone is. I don't think I want to be involved anymore.
Yeah, but I don't know if the city guard would be as forgiving. They might just see, Erstol's here for the stone. You know Erstol. You must be in trouble too. They
Yes,
seem to
I
be
suppose so.
they seem to be pretty liberal with their powers.
Hmm.
But anyway, so Xanathar Guild had the stone a week ago. Gnomes stole it. Erstol and Nimblewright recovered stone and returned to guild, and then today then Nimblewright, and you said the Nimblewright brought it to you today.
Yes, this morning.
My brain hurts.
And were you told why they were giving? Oh, I guess Nimblewright can't talk.
No,
Was there a note or anything?
I assume I was given the stone in order to safekeep it for a little bit. But I
And
was meant to turn it over to, well, the dwarf guy that you guys killed.
yeah, and he's dead now, so we can't
So
learn why he was here.
yeah, so I suppose.
Well, maybe we could later. I am a cleric. But anyways, okay. Okay. This is interesting. We'll vouch for you, and we'll try to get you safely kept here with the soaring eagles.
Who what now?
Does the carriage pull up?
Yeah, we pull up. You guys pull up to the guild house.
I mean, unless Nui, you have anything else you want to talk about, but
No, that's all right. Nuri's deep in thought, trying to make sense of what we were just talking about.
and wondering about mechanical diving machines.
And that too.
Now, I imagine Nui is like, why didn't you just put the stone in the machine? Why didn't you go underwater with it?
Yeah, so you guys pull up to the guild house,
Um,
and
and then I
then
kind of point and go, the Soaring Eagles, the adventuring group who live here. Do we get a scene change?
yeah.
I love
Uh,
how we kind of left it open. We're gonna go to Troll Skull Manor or Barnabas, and then 5 minutes in, Tilt just goes, "Hey, what about this?"
You guys show up along with the Raven.
Why is it gray?
You need to turn the sun on.
Yeah.
Oh.
I noticed that this map wasn't prepared at all since we hadn't used it on this apparently.
Yeah.
All right, sun to be on.
Okay.
All right, so you guys pull up and the door seems to be open.
I knock and lean my head in.
Um,
Hello?
oh, Cyril is Lena speaking.
Yes. Hello, Lena. We have a favor to ask you. You mind if we come in?
Sure, come in.
Boop. Oh, there are no walls on this map.
Yeah, there are
Oh,
no
cool.
walls on this map.
I love there not being walls. Walls are.
Walls are cringe. Oh,
Um,
Can you
I
not
I
control your raven?
No.
I have Strix.
Interesting.
I signal to Strix to go on my shoulder while we're inside.
It goes on his shoulder. And it says, Soupy cows! Soaring eagles!
What's the difference?
I kind of turn to Strix and I go, "Aren't you the swooping owl?"
Sometimes.
Alright, you should have control of it, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, what can we do for you? She kind of like looks over at Grenda.
We have someone who needs some protection from the Xanathar Guild. One Grinda Garloth.
Grenda Garloth. I believe I've heard that name before.
Grinda?
Well, I am a very popular mage from Mistshore. Sure you've heard of it before. Yes, it does sound familiar. She's running from the Xanathar Guild? What for?
You remember the fireball thing that happened to us?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, apparently the Xanathar Guild is after something called the Stone of Galore, and for some reason they thought Grinda had it.
But she does not?
She does not, and they were trying to break her door down to get it.
Oh, wow. That does sound quite a bit difficult situation. I assume the authorities are not able to help in this situation?
Yeah, they're preoccupied.
Preoccupied, huh?
There seems to be a lot. Well, I assume Captain Staggart of the Dock Ward is, let's how you say, cleaning up our mess right now.
Ah,
There-
Captain Saget. Yes, I've
Yeah.
worked with him in the past. He's a very honorable man.
Yes, and he was quite tired and exhausted when we showed up um, on our lead and happened to find the commotion outside of Grinda's place.
Hmm.
We,
And
we,
you
we
want to...
left we left Typhir and Tilt back there to help him catalog the bodies and clean things up and make sure we did things at least somewhat by the book.
I see. So you want us to hold her here? For how long, do you think?
Ah, that's a good question.
1 day.
10 day.
Uh,
10 days, right, Strix?
No.
Well, 10 days might be a bit much.
Yes, actually. Do you have, you know how we were looking for a nimble right?
Yes.
We found it, and it's now in a state of disrepair. Do you happen to still have yours around?
Ah, no, we just gave it back to the Colosseum. It had finished its training.
Hmm. Well, that's too bad then. But yes, I think at least if you can keep watch on her for a day or two while we try to figure out this stone business and probably raise the ire of the Xanathar Guild ourselves, that would be good. I mean, normally we would take care of Grinda here, but we're probably just gonna be, if she's with us, she's probably just gonna get in more trouble.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
hey.
Okay. Very well. We can keep her here for a few days, but I do want an update. I think this is normally something that would be best with the authorities, but as a fellow adventure party, I think we can lend you a favor.
Yes, like I said, it honestly at most a day or two, because you are right. After that, it probably is best left with the authorities.
Very well, Grenda. Come upstairs, and Scarlet will show you a room. And she walks back. They go upstairs. But yes, definitely keep us updated. I don't want to get into any trouble for doing this.
Yes, Strix, you can do that, right?
Strix can do that.
But yes, we definitely owe you one after this.
Yes. Sorry, isn't Strix supposed to be an owl? I thought you were the swooping owls, not the swooping ravens.
Swooping
I just
ravens.
well, does Richter not change his familiar as necessary? I
No, he's
believe
the mascot for us, so it'd be a little demoralizing to have him switch.
I look at Strix. Does Strix have a reaction to that?
As Strix says, Strix familiar fluid.
And I go, well, I think we were using Strix to talk to Nim, since Nim's incapable of speech or writing. It was useful to have something to relay words with.
Relay words.
Well, I suppose a raven is good at doing that.
Raven, do
Yes.
it.
Have you met the Bobs? They're very good at relaying words.
I don't think I'm familiar with these bobs.
Oh, well, you'll have to come. Actually, yes, you'll have to come to our bear corral
Excuse me?
later this week.
Bear
Okay, out
corral.
of character.
Yeah.
This needs to be when Tilt shows up.
Okay. And at that moment, Tilt and Typhir.
I don't think that's entirely necessary.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Tilt,
Typhir.
you hear the word Tilt, you hear the words bear corral as you walk in.
Typhir.
Did I hear someone say bear corral? Oh my, everyone here is invited to the traditional Ironwoodian bear corral. We feast, we dance, and we throw axes.
Wait.
So,
Do we still throw axes? I thought you had second thoughts about that.
What?
He no longer has the headband.
No, I know, but does he remember having second thoughts? Like I assume even if he lost the intellect, he should have the memory of having thought they were a bad
He
idea.
lost so much intellect, he doesn't have the memory.
he doesn't remember. That's how much stupider he is.
But Cyril, throwing axes is so much fun.
You are right there. And I think we've even gotten Typhir to come around to it.
Only
yes.
if I can telekinetically throw them.
Hey,
What?
now that's
What?
cheating.
You mean you've
That's
been
cheating?
telekinetically throwing them?
I thought that was patently obvious, but it seems that none of you noticed.
Nui, did you notice this chicanery?
No. This is news to me.
Anyway,
Did I actually notice?
Make a perception check in the past.
I
Down
mean, I
below.
don't think. I think out of character, we were all just like, "That's funny," but I don't think we ever actually had an in-character reaction beyond "Woo, Typhir hit it."
Yeah. And Typhir make a deception check in the past.
Oh wait. Oh,
Typhir, make a deception check in the past. I never thought I would be asked to do this, but here we go.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
didn't notice.
No, I think this might have happened already,
No,
but
I
with
don't think it.
something else.
I think it's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the second time Typhir's got him one over on Nui.
Yeah, you did not notice.
So I
He's just shocked.
while Tilt just drowns Lena in a description about what the fuck a bear corral is, I take Cyril aside and I say, "Did you offer our friends here a full explanation of what's going on?
As full as necessary.
What does that mean?"
That Xanathar Guild was after the stone. They
Mhm.
thought Grinda had it, and they were
Yes.
trying to break into her place.
Right. Did you let them know that? Well, here's some information for you. Captain
That
Staggett.
what?
Here's some information for you. Captain Staggett is putting out a warrant for Grinda's arrest. That will be plastered
Oh,
across all the wards.
that is news to me.
Yes.
Um,
Which means
you
if
might want to inform them of this.
no, you might want to let them know that they are harboring what is considered a criminal and that before they accept this as a favor, they need to know what they're getting into.
Well, yes, but you see, you should say that as I didn't know that.
Okay.
And it will look better if the people who just arrived say that, as it
You
will be new
sly old man
information to everyone
trying
in
to
the
get
room.
out, trying to get out of having to go back on your words. I see how it is.
Well, no, this is just new information.
And Strix says,
And I
"Go
just
back
kind of
on
walk
your
over.
words." Really
I
loud.
kind of walk over to Tilt and I go, "Hey, Tilt. I heard some news about Captain Staggett. You want to tell everyone what he said?"
Oh yeah. So they're looking for Grinda. I think he said they're gonna put out a warrant for her because like she fled the scene because they found her and they saw the noise. So yeah, we gotta be careful where we store her.
Yeah, with this, Lena looks at you and raises an eyebrow, and she goes, "Excuse me? There's a
This
warrant
Typhir
out for
is
face
her?"
palms and drags
this
his
is.
small face.
I
Yep.
recently learned of this when these two showed up. It definitely changes the situation here, doesn't it?
Yes, I think it quite does. So you want us to harbor someone that's wanted from the city guard?
Well, I didn't expect her to be wanted, since normally the victims of the crime are not subject to arrest.
You
Question mark?
you say
Yeah, that
that.
was interesting. She basically said that because she wasn't there, or because there was a big commotion, she was guilty. It kind of makes me wonder why we didn't get arrested when the whole explosion thing happened. I
Because
asked Typhir about that.
we stayed there and we answered their questions.
So what if she literally was not home because she had important business?
To go shopping in the market, I don't know. I
Let's
guess
say she was shopping in the
Wait,
market.
wait. More importantly, what if she was in her apparatus? And
Exactly.
I kind of turn to Typhir and go, "He has a thing that lets her go underwater. Get the details from Nui later."
Oh yes, of course. The apparatus of Qualish. I've read about it.
You've read about the apparatus of Qualish?
Well, of course.
Am I the only person who doesn't know about the apparatus of Qualish?
I'm sure Tilt doesn't know about
Okay.
the apparatus of
Well, while
Qualish.
while they're doing this, I kind of walk over and go to Scarlet. You might want to bring Grinda back down. There's some information she should know.
Oh, she just was just getting her things sorted. Alright. She goes back up. And then
And I assume Nui and Typha are still going at it. So
I mean, I'm just flabbergasted.
Mhm.
well, yes, it seems like we've learned some interesting news, Grinda. Seems
yes,
there's a search warrant out for you. Did you
yes,
know this? And Grinda shakes her head no.
yes. Apparently, not being found at an attempted burglary is cause for arrest. And I just kind of look around. And I'm like, does this
I'm hungry.
happen to people normally? Is this like is this how common folk are treated?
Well, they're
I
probably
see.
after me because of my connection with the Xanathar Guild being in that entire mess down at Miss Shore.
Do Lena uh, and Scarlet
Yeah.
Yes,
uh,
Scarlet.
react to her saying Xanathar Guild connection?
Yeah. I mean, they're both like eyebrows raised, like waiting for the next kind of tidbit of information that they were not given.
Hmm. Nope.
Well,
Well, is there anything else we should know about this, Grinda?
She likes diving.
um, we knew she was connected to the Xanthar Guild, but not in a way that would get her arrested. Like, I mean, Grinda,
Well, well,
is there any reason
fair,
Captain Staggart would want your arrest anyways?
to be fair, one other thing we know about her is that she said she no longer wants anything to do with the Xanathar Guild.
That is true.
Yes, but
Ty-
could Captain Staggart be using this as an excuse to bring you in?
Captain
As
Saget told us that his reasoning is as he thought that since she is a figure of interest in Barnabas's investigation, that he would help the Northwood magistrate by issuing a warrant for her arrest for him to question her. Now, it is possible that we can clear this up simply by speaking with Barnabas, but I ask you, Lena Arseed and Scarlet, do you think that if someone wants to disavow their association with a terrible organization such as the Xanathar Guild, should they not be offered the opportunity to to restart their life, to make amends and begin anew and leave the life of crime?
Yeah, Lena thinks for a second and she goes,
Can I add to that?
"Go ahead." Yeah.
Also, what allegiance do you think she owes to the Xanathar Guild if they brought a whole battalion of people to accost her? Like, we had to kill so many people.
Oh yeah, we so many people. It was mostly Tilt, but
It
well,
was almost as difficult as uh facing off with you. What's her name again?
Lena.
With facing off with you, Lena.
Yeah,
You,
she ponders for a second. Go ahead.
you should have seen it
Well,
too. It was a giant mer shark looking thing. I
I,
threw it up in the sky.
Like
There was a
who? Like
I
like shit. What's her name? Not Lena. Like Grinda.
uh,
Like Grinda would be crazy to want to have anything to do with them now.
To be fair, we didn't kill all of them. Just most of them.
I just imagine that Tilt's hands are just still caked in like dried
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, just bloody, and he's got blood all over him and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she thinks for a second and speaks up finally. Well, I suppose redemption and making up for one's past misdeeds is something I would always encourage. But for us to get involved,
Yeah, I
don't
kind of
know.
turn to Grinda. I go, I think we gotta bring you to Barnabas, and you're just gonna have to test your luck.
I mean, let's put it this way. Barnabas has been pretty good with us so far, trying to get around the stupid uh uh what's the word? A
Bureaucracy?
bureaucracy to do what is right. And also Captain Staggett's only trying to arrest her to help him. So I'm sure if he said that um if he said that he didn't need to interrogate her anymore, then there wouldn't be a warrant anymore. Or that Captain Staggett would rescind his warrant. And then I guess we don't need to have anything to do with to potentially implicate the Soaring Eagles anyway.
My fear initially, Typhir starts, is that the Xanathar Guild, with their connections and possibly corruption within the city government, would have been able to access methods by which to perhaps infiltrate a cell, the city dungeons, and been able to retrieve Grinda via a paid off guard or two. By turning to you, Soaring Eagles, I was hoping for perhaps safer arrangements, people who cannot be corrupted by mere coin and connection. Because
Well, that
truly, we are at war with the Xanathar and Zentrum. We've gotten ourselves in the middle of a war between the Xanathar and Zentrum guilds, and I imagine that they will use all of their resources to be able to possess this strange and elusive item.
well, that does certainly make a lot of sense. Someone is willing to walk the road of redemption, and she looks over at Grinda, but is, well, in danger of walking that road, then it falls to us maybe to protect them in those scenarios.
Let me proffer this. We shall speak with Barnabas, and we will see if he will agree to meet her here and perhaps question her. And then, if he wishes to take her, he can. But if he deems he has great skills of mind reading, so if he extracts the information he wants, perhaps he will rescind any warrants of arrest as being unnecessary by his authority, the magistrate. But then she can remain in your custody, safe from peering eyes, and we will try to do that as discreetly as possible.
Okay, Typhir, make a persuasion check.
Okay,
You can have advantage.
I can have advantage.
Advantage.
Yes, not a performance check, although it's the same, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh,
That's
So
it does one.
you guys do have an extra point of inspiration that
Wait,
that
you just
was
rolled
that was a
one.
single roll. I'm rolling them one
Yeah.
at a time.
oh, okay.
Okay, 14.
You guys, so someone should take this point of advantage regardless.
Yeah,
I think
someone take
Typhir
it.
and
I have
so
it from last time I made
yeah,
Austin laugh.
so
You
Spiral
mean
or
the
Louis.
inspiration?
Yeah, inspiration. What did I say?
Advantage.
Advantage.
Oh, yeah. So Cyril
Uh,
or Nui take a point.
Okay.
Nui, do you want it?
Sure. I mean, I'll give it to you if you need it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I only need it in extreme situations, like failing a concentration check
Yep.
after one round of the spell.
And Lena goes, "Well, if it's just till the end of today, I suppose we can keep her here."
Okay,
Yes.
great.
But any further, and we'll have to consult with Richter and Malud.
Now, let's say we clear up her warrant and she is no longer wanted by the city. Will she stay here a little bit longer? Or do you still need to consult with the rest of your team?
Well, if she's no longer wanted by the city, and she just needs some safekeeping, we can keep her here for 2 or 3 days.
We can also maybe pay you a bit too and make that an official adventuring job.
I would not take a bribe for that kind of thing.
It's not a bribe. It's fair pay for fair work.
Well, much longer than the 2 or 3 days, and I will have to consult with everybody and make a final decision. But for now, let's just say she can stay here until tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, we have to figure this out very quickly. Grinda, please, please be kind and respectful to as a guest here of the Soaring Eagles.
Right, of course.
Doing a lot on your behalf to give you a fair shot and make sure that uh, you are treated justly and that you can escape danger, and I hope you appreciate it.
She nods her head in agreement.
Okay. Team, what do we do now?
I think we have a date with Barnabas.
Yes. To good old Barnaby.
Okay. They.
Onward to Waterdeep,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and then
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
I think this one's Barnaby. Yes.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Phew.
And I'll bring you guys on whatever. And the Raven.
This close enough that we don't need a carriage.
Yeah, yeah, you guys can walk.
Barney B.
All right. It's getting to be about 6 p.m. now. As you guys walk up to the guardhouse, open the door, and the oh so familiar voice of one of the magistrate secretaries. Oh, it's you guys again. The crawling
uh,
worms or whatever.
can can
Strict.
Strix
Strict.
reflect her voice back at her?
Yeah, I mean, he could mimic the voice. It's
Uh,
not like quite as like, like
yeah.
annoying and
Rating.
scraggly, but it's more bird-like, but it's a little close.
Oh, it's you again, the secretary.
Oh, did some of the other secretaries come by? I don't see them.
Oh,
She's
you don't think that I look as beautiful as the secretary? Strix just says, like, coming like right up to her.
Oh, what's this stupid bird in my face for?
What's this stupid human in my face for?
She kind of like swats at the bird to try to get it out of
It
get
tries,
out of
it
her
dodges out of the way.
face. Hey,
Tricks has
you.
to make a dexterity save.
You adulting eagles or whatever, get this bird out of my face.
Sorry about that, madam. He has a temperament.
Anyway, what can I help you with?
We simply need to speak to Barnabas. about the investigation at large.
Ah, Barnabas, he's up in his office. Just go upstairs.
Thank you.
You guys walk upstairs, and uh, behind a door of Barnabas's office, you hear him scribbling on something on some sort of paper through the door. It seems like he's writing something pretty frantically.
I I knock.
Oh, who is it?
It's Typhir and the rest of the swooping owls.
Ah, swooping owls. Yes, come in, come in.
I come in and see
Yeah,
his uh,
yeah. You
disheveled
open up
kind
the
of
door.
office with all of his crazy, like
Yeah, he's
investigation
got like
stuff.
he's got
Yeah.
the chalkboard with all the strings and things attached, and seems like he's working on some sort of official document.
Greetings, Barnabas. Good to see you. Well, what are you scribing so furiously this evening?
I got word from the dock ward that Grindo is missing. She seems like she'd be an important part of this investigation, so I'm helping out with the search warrants.
Actually, about that, uh, we know where Grinda is.
You found her. Is she with you now?
We've put her in the with some friends for safekeeping since the Xanathar Guild has it out for her. We weren't sure if the protection of the city guard would be enough,
I see.
but we can
Um,
bring her to her for you to ask any questions and perhaps clear up anything that you need from her. She wants to disavow her connection to the Xanathar Guild.
yes, that's is precisely the point. Is she not Xanathar Guild? I was under the impression that she was a servant for them.
She was. Now they she may have betrayed them.
Ah, betrayed you say?
Yes, and she wants to disavow any connection. She wants to leave the criminal life, as far as I understand.
Well, I mean, if you have her under possession in some sense, I suppose this search warrant would be unnecessary. As long as I get the chance to investigate and interrogate her, I suppose, a little bit.
Yes, we would like to bring you to her, and you can ask your questions, and if you need, take her into your custody. Regardless, then of course you'd have all the authority to do so. Um, but if you could consider extracting what you need to know, and then um, she would likely have to leave the city eventually to escape the Xanathar Guild here.
Yes,
Yeah.
keeping. Go ahead.
Yes. Do we? Is there a way where she can exchange her information on the Xanathar Guild in exchange for her freedom?
Well, we don't certainly have any cause to arrest her long term. It's simply for the investigation. If she cooperates and lets us know everything we need to know, then I suppose I can release her almost right away.
Well, if you had arrested us like this,
We might have gotten firebombed.
well, more like we wouldn't have made nearly as much progress.
Right, I just simply need to question her about the circumstances. What was happening in Mishore? Why were they going after her?
Well,
And for what
call
purpose?
it paranoia, Barnabas, but I mean, no offense. I've observed the martial prowess of the city guard, and while they are effective, they're not going to stand up
Nearly
to.
cops at effective.
They're not going to stand up to fireballs, for example, much too long. And it seems that the Xanathar Guild is hard pressed to go after um, to go after Grinda. They sent, if not a dozen, 2 dozen uh people after her in the Dark Ward, whom we had to slay ourselves. Uh, it's pretty serious, and I was afraid that, again, no offense, maybe loose lips over here, a easily paid off, one of your men easily paid off over there, they could get access to her and put a key witness in jeopardy.
So do you feel that she is more safe in the hands of you or your friends?
Well, it's
She's safer where fewer people know where she is.
exactly. So if we could be discreet about this and make sure that the Xanathar Guild can't track us.
Yes, you could come to the Soaring Eagles place
Yes,
and do the questioning there.
discreetly, without much fanfare. Maybe with some cloaks and a couple of your guards. Just to make sure that.
Well,
Hmm?
maybe also not that. That might be suspicious as well.
Well, Barnabas needs protection.
That's
Yes, and
what
we
we're
can,
for.
Okay.
and we can be protection, and he can just be making a friendly social call to some helpful adventurers.
Sure.
All right, either Cyril or Typhir make a persuasion check.
That's all you, Cyril.
Regular?
Yeah, regular. Very well. I suppose I can leave her in your care. As for questioning her, yes, it would be best if I can go and get what information I can out of her.
Yes, well I can tell you what we've already gotten from her.
I
Uh,
see. Were you able to question her about the situation?
yes, unfortunately, well, good news. She had the stone. She knows where the stone is and has given us the key to getting the stone.
Ah,
Bad news. She doesn't remember anything from while she had the stone.
oh,
But she
that
did say she was given it this morning and was already had gotten rid of it by this afternoon. And apparently, you remember the gnome we found?
yes, from the incident.
Yes, he had stolen the stone from Xanathar, and Erskine and the Nimblewright were used to return it. But that happened 5 days ago, and Grinda only got the stone this morning. So there's 5 days where it's in the hands of the Xanathar Guild doing who knows what.
Ah, it's actually funny that you bring up that gnome. We were able to get someone to identify him.
Hmm.
Oh.
He was a rock gnome, a spy working for Lord Dagult Neverember. His name was Dalakar, and I'll put that in the chat. Or here,
A
actually,
spy, you say? Interesting. The plot thickens, doesn't it, Barnabas?
yes, it seems someone was able to identify him as one of Lord Neverember's spies. It seems he wanted the stone back in some way, and hired him to go and take it from the Xanathar Guild.
Hmm.
Well, that checks out. Um, what does this mean? What are there any larger implications of this?
I'm not sure. I've been pondering about it myself.
Does the stone have an owner?
That is
Well,
a good question.
the
I
stone
mean,
is the key to Lord Never
never.
Ember's treasury.
Well,
Right.
it's not the key, it just knows the location.
It knows the location.
That is like saying, I am the key to Trollskull Manor.
It
Yes, but it
knows the
is the
location.
only thing that knows the location of the treasure.
But
Does Lord Neverember not know the location of his treasure?
No, he does not. He sealed it within the memories of this stone.
Wait, so he sealed his memory of where it is, and now he's engaging in all sorts of spy uh chicanery to get it back. This thing
Yes,
is very dangerous.
I'm not sure what his intentions were, but maybe perhaps my line of thought has been he just didn't want it in the hands of people he couldn't trust,
Mm.
Hmm.
such as the
But
Xanathar Guild.
yes, but he doesn't own the stone, does he?
No, he does not.
Um, so it's still stealing, even though it's the Xanathar Guild, who presumably stole it in the. I
Wait,
turn to
wait, wait, wait.
Typer and I go, How does your rules laws system work for things that are sentient?"
Well, it was created by Lord Neverember, wasn't it?
That is correct, yes, from
Wait,
my research.
So
he
he
created
created
the
it,
Lord.
but does not own it.
Well, I suppose that is true since he left it here. He did not
Well,
keep it with him.
So
he
Lord
created.
Neverember, for Lord Neverember created it and then dispossessed it.
Well, wait. It's okay. And Cyril starts like listing things out. Okay, it's a small rock that fits in the hand. It's sentient. There's only one way to destroy it. It knows his location and possesses lots of knowledge. And you're saying Lord Neverember made this? He made a sentient thing
That
with
is
lots of knowledge that he doesn't possess himself?
what I know from my research.
I just kind of look at Typhir and like, is this a wizard thing?
Yes, it sounds very wizardy to me.
You guys create sentience, and more importantly, create sentience that knows more than you?
That would be pretty cool. I'd like to do that.
I imagine he had some help in this creation.
Maybe.
Lord Neverember not known to be extremely arcane potential.
We also know that it can affect the mind of the bearer, and that regardless of who interacts with the stone, will have effect on them. So,
Except maybe a nimble right.
except maybe Nimblewright, since they are not
Wait, now that I
truly.
mentioned that, maybe it's time to revisit our side project.
I see. What
Well,
are you thinking, Nuhi? That perhaps the stone could affect Nimblewrights, and that led to the strange behavior that the Nimblewright in question was engaging in.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm not thinking that through. I was about to say that.
say it. Just say it in character.
No, I'm saying it in character.
Yeah, he's talking in
Okay.
character.
I was
Okay.
about to say that the maybe the nimble rights are immune to the effects, as evidenced by Wright doing all of his, or no, yeah, Wright doing all of his shenanigans, and
Well,
therefore,
and that would make sense that it seems like until Grinda had the stone, generally the people, or at least I kind of turned to Barnabas. Erstol's here, right?
He's not here. He's actually in the main jail for criminals in the castle ward.
Hmm. Well, maybe it's worth asking him why he was using the nimble right to ferry around the stone. But it would make sense that if Grinda lost a few hours of her memory just by holding the stone, other members of the Xanathar Guild might be more prepared and were using right to to avoid getting taken over.
But I think it's also possible that he was acting under the influence of the stone.
Yes. Well, I think
Hey, wait.
either way,
Tilt.
it would be good to
Tilt,
have a
what do you
nimble right.
think?
I think he needs a certain piece of uh fashion wear.
I mean, all this stone mumbo jumbo, it's it's too much for me. You know,
It's okay. Tilt. Follow the Ivern. What does it tell you?
I mean, the Ivern tells me we should probably fix that nimble right first. Um, and maybe we could ask Wright himself, you know?
Well, here's the thing. Did I tell I already told Barnabas where the stone went, or I haven't actually told him that yet.
I guess not.
You told him you
Yeah, no,
had the
like
key.
yeah, you didn't quite exactly say where it went, but
Yeah,
you kind of implied that you know where it went.
yeah. No, I did. Yeah, I know. I was just making. I forgot if I had actually said it or.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go. Well, here's the question. We know that the stone can make its holder do things. I guess presumably they're unaware of, and they might not choose to do. We know
All
where
we
the
know is that it can affect the mind of the bearer, whether that is simply to make someone like Grinda not remember. Also, from our research, anyone who touches it has some sort of effect, but we're not sure what kind of effect. It might differ from person to person,
yes,
perhaps based on how they resist the influence of the
yes,
stone.
yes. But here is my question, or the dilemma. Do we risk one of ourselves in picking up the stone? And then if we don't risk one of ourselves, well, I guess even beyond that, do we go now and try to get it quickly while presumably no one knows where it is, or do we wait and assume no one will find it while we try to find a way to pick it up safely?
Well,
Can't
what
can't
if
we just
we
use Strix to pick up the stone?
But it could control Strix.
But
Well,
what if we reassembled right and we used the same tactic our enemies did?
Well, we don't have to reassemble right. We have a working nimble right.
Nim?
Him.
I think if he would do that for us, he require a favor in return, perhaps the restoration of his friend.
Yes. I mean, this is not a question of which one should we do. It's what order do we do them in?
Hmm.
I
I do
think I
have a
like that
question.
idea better because I'm kind of afraid of the trail going cold, something happening to Grinda's familiar, or getting intercepted or whatever, etc., etc.
Yes.
I
And
do
I
have
kind of turn to Typhear and go, this thing with Nim and Wright and the Ivern,
Hmm.
how long will it take?
Ah, well,
hmm.
I am not an experienced artificer, so I
I'm
don't
going to guess it
know.
takes a long ass time to make it.
If you happen to hazard a guess, using all your knowledge of things arcane,
I
Make
pour
a.
I pour through every script I have ever read about automatons, magical contraptions, magic items,
I mean,
and
I'm just
crafting and
asking
creation.
for a regular roll, and then DM makes it up. I'm not asking for advantage. I'm just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You could do. I'm done for history. I mean, Arcana and history is the same for you, actually. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, you can make a history check.
we'll make a history cheek. That's a natural one.
That's a natural one.
I guess I can re-roll it.
Do you want?
Sure, why not? That's a
Oh, I thought that
19.
was gonna be a 2.
Hey,
Hey,
All right. Yeah, thinking back on everything you've read about automatons and what you've learned so far in your, journeys through Waterdeep, rebuilding this nimble rights from someone that has at least some experience, Nim being that, probably no longer than a day, maybe an overnight kind of project.
considering Nim is the original creator of right, and if we do provide him with magical materials, which you assure me, Cyril, that the Ironwood wood is indeed that, then perhaps a day, if he does well overnight and we could restore him.
Well, I think we have our answer then.
Let me
And
interrupt really quickly. This whole rebuilding of the rights, um, what do you think will happen when he is remade? Will he still have the, I suppose, chaotic nature to him to rebel and whatnot?
he will, Barnabas, my good sir, he will be made of ironwood, infused with the spirit of the iron,
Oh
and
my
he will be a
god.
conduit through which the iron can flow.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
This still fuck me up.
Well, at Tilt, perhaps you can inform um, Barnabas of the Ivern.
Yes, let me speak to you about our Lord and Savior, the Ivern.
oh god.
Um, the Ivern is a mysterious force in Ivernwood. It helps dictate, what's right and wrong, and it guides you. Um, and it manifests itself in many ways.
So this is
We're actually
some.
building a church for it in Ivernwood. You should come check it out. I hear they're going to be accepting members.
I think I will have to put out a rain check for that invitation. But this Ivern you speak about, is it some sort of nature magic?
It's a magical force that flows within us all.
And I kind of take Barnabas aside and go, honestly, even as a cleric, I'm not sure exactly what this thing is, but it's there and it does stuff.
Uh,
But
very
your guess
well.
is as good as mine as if it's nature magic, if it's godly, if it's who knows.
I'll take your word
You,
for it.
you gotta you gotta go to those woods if you want to even have a hope of understanding what this thing is.
By the way, Barnabas, did we invite you to the bear corral?
A what?
The traditional Iverwoodian bear corral. We feast, we dance, we eat bear, we throw axes.
um, I am not familiar with this, but is it some sort of party then?
Yes, it's exactly that. It's a party.
Well, I suppose if I am off work and things are a little bit less busy, I can take the time to drop by.
Great, and I'm sure we could teach you more about the Ivern when you go over there.
Right. Well, at least that settles the whole building another nimble right to carry the stone. But as for the stone right now and its location, you had said you had some sort of key.
Yes. Who had the key?
I don't think any of you specifically took one, but
Yeah.
yeah, just whoever wants to have it can have it. All right, Cyril,
Uh,
you have the key.
Yes. This key here to the Garloth vault or crypt in the City of the Dead. And I guess it's somewhere in there.
I see. This is the only key out there, or is this a secure location?
You
we
know as
have
much as I do.
we have no idea. I just know that I'm not looking forward to return to a place where there was a necromancer that we had to fight previously.
Yes. Also, the once again, I understand. Like I agree, Barnabas. It'd be best if we could get this in our hands quickly. But how do we safely get it in our hands? If just going off the example, we have one gnome who got burnt to a crisp, one Nimblewright who's now in pieces, and one Grinda Garloth who touched the stone and lost her memory until she got rid of the stone.
Well, the stone doesn't weigh more than 20 pounds, right?
Negi
I
realizes where he's going with that.
I could just hold it with
Yes, but
my
then
mind.
wouldn't you be its holder then?
I'm not sure if it
You
works.
know you know that this is magic stuff.
It
Maybe holding
is.
it with, and who knows if it affects people's minds, maybe holding it with your mind will expose you to it even more than someone who just touches it.
I have an idea. We've
Wait,
re-
wait,
we've
wait.
recently been made aware of the existence of a what was it an uh, uh,
Okay.
what the fuck
While Newsy's doing this, you see Cyril rummaging through his pack. But continue.
a what the fuck is it? A headband, a headband of intellect.
Mm.
I wonder if having increased intellect would somehow subdue the effect of the stone.
Out of character, I think when we did the research, we were explicitly told it would be a charisma check.
Oh,
Were we told? I
Yep.
didn't write down that. But yes, out of character, you are right, Sammy. But it could be intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. We
oh,
don't know which one it is.
Yeah, I will
Just,
say it is mental. But I don't think you guys know specifically what check it would be
yeah.
for any of the things, and
so
it
the
might even
research
be all of
you're
them.
referencing. Wait, are you?
Mm.
I'm confused. Are you saying the research that we did, we came to the conclusion that it was charisma in particular?
Well, Nestor said that, but I think Austin
I
just
don't think
confirmed
that's true. Yeah,
that he didn't tell us that.
I'm pretty sure I didn't tell you what specific check it would be. I just said it would be mental.
Huh.
It
Okay.
could be wisdom, intellect, or charisma,
Okay.
Yeah.
and it could be even all three or one of the two, etc.
Or your pick or something.
Yeah. The point is we don't know. And anyways, so while and so I guess we relay this to Nui in character, and then while that's going on, Cyril pulls out of his bag a 10-foot pole and goes, "Aha! We can indirectly touch it with this 10-foot pole."
Yes, you'll probably need to attach a net to the end of that for it to be useful.
Well,
Yeah, and as you try to pull this out in Barnabas's office, like you have a hard time
Fitting.
pulling it, fitting it in the room.
oh, well, I mean, technically, it came in here as a 10-foot pole. I mean, we can say it's collapsible.
Yeah, it's a
but-
collapsible 10-foot pole.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I also. Oh, I don't think I have it, but I thought I had a ladder as well.
Yeah.
I think I might have. What do I have?
Does someone else have my ladder?
I think it's in your chest at the home in Troll School, maybe.
Okay. I mean, this is the jump between D&D Beyond and
Yeah,
Foundry. I have some of my inventory, but not all of it.
yeah. It's probably on D&D Beyond.
But yeah. So anyway, so I go, well, we just gonna need a net. We just need something to put it in, preferably like. Fair, do you know something that blocks magical effects? Or out of character, is it common knowledge that lead blocks magical effects?
I think any mage or someone with
Yeah. So
magical
me,
ability would
I
know.
should know.
Yeah.
But or Typer, better than a net. We could get a lead line box.
I see.
Lead-lined.
What?
A lead-lined bark.
Box.
It was just a lead-line. Anyway,
Well, if you want a lead-lined box attached to a 10-foot pole, you're going to have to talk to someone.
No. We push the stone into the box and then close the box, and we can carry the box as normal.
Okay.
But wouldn't you be holding the box? I mean, the stone?
So
Yes, but it's inside the. Oh, and I turned to tilt. That's right. You don't know. Lead blocks magic.
So
Right,
question,
Typir?
didn't Grinda use her familiar and sent it with the stone?
That is what you told me, yes.
Isn't that what I said a few minutes ago? That we could just use string?
But Grinda sent it, but presumably the stone wanted to go there.
Well,
Maybe? This is
if we don't.
very.
Well, Grinda wanted to get rid of it. That's what she remembered doing that.
But did she want to get rid of it before she had it? She only remembers wanting to get rid of it after she picked up the stone.
To clarify, she wanted to keep the stone for herself, so she sent it to somewhere safe, but then immediately realized it was a bad idea after, the Xanathar game.
Oh,
King
okay.
King
So
Hunter
she
game.
sent the
Yeah.
stone somewhere to keep it safe. But
But
anyways, I still go, wait, but how do we know she wanted that? She didn't know about the stone and that it was coming her way until she had it. And all she knows is she got it, and then she remembers what she did afterwards. How do we know that any of those decisions are hers?
Your guess is as good as mine.
how do we know that they weren't hers?
And I just kind of set down stuff and go, mind control is scary.
Yes, but also I'm wondering if she might just be pretending to have been controlled, and she might be in control.
Oh.
Maybe we signed
Plot
our
within
friends.
plot.
What?
There are
well,
plots within plots.
well then,
Schemes within schemes.
isn't that more reason to get Barnabas over to her as quickly as possible?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Well, And let us send Strix to tell Nim we'll be coming for him.
Are we?
Well, I guess let's go interrogate Grinda first.
Okay.
He'll just kind of casually asks, you know, what if when picking up this stone, you guys said it affects the holder, right? What if there's
Mm.
multiple holders? What if we all hold hands together and we
Oh
all
my
pick up the
god.
stone at the same time?
Well, you see, either we get boosted in our powers, our bonds of friendship will save us, or it just affects all of us at once.
This is amazing. Out of character. I wonder what the most creative ways that people have
Have
addressed
dealt with
this.
this. Yeah. I'm sure there's a red
Also,
thread, honestly.
as far as we know, out of character, we could be making this much harder than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There's no guarantee it's actually this hard. I'm just paranoid of mind control.
And also, I will also admit to the thing that I just proposed is kind of directly inspired by like kind of the plot twist of thought person was friend and now is enemy from the movie.
Yeah.
From what?
For the D&D movie.
Oh
D&D
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Has anyone not seen it?
I haven't. I mean, I read some plot spoilers, but yes.
Okay.
I mean, what you said, it makes sense.
Okay.
It's yep. That could totally be. Grinda could be super scheming, and knows that people know some things about the stone, and is using that to play up things for sympathy.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Yes, well, should we get going then?
yes, I think we should be on our way then.
Yes.
Alright, and you see Barnabas kind of like organizes things a little bit and pack up a few things, try to make the office even just a slightly bit more organized before heading out the door. And he walks down and he yells out to the secretary, "I'll be gone for a bit. Please just take any messages for me." Very well. And he walks out the door with you guys, and he turns to you and goes, "Well, where to?"
I got a question really quick.
Sure.
And I know we're kind of on important business, but do you get to pick your secretary?
No, they are usually hired by whoever is in charge of doing that. So it's just whoever's there, I suppose. I mean,
Hmm.
what's wrong with? Is the secretary bothering you or something? She's very nice.
No, it's nothing.
Do secretaries of Waterdeep have labor unions, I wonder?
I'm sure she's part of some guild of secretaries or something or the other.
Oh God, I shudder to think of such
I've
all the
discovered the
secretaries
final boss.
in one place.
I discovered the final boss. It's the secretary of the Guild of Secretaries.
Dark
Anyway,
thoughts.
you said it. Your friends are harboring this Grinda. Where are they located?
In the Castle Ward.
Well, we have a bit of a walk to go, so I think we should get started then.
Yes.
And you guys start walking over. Uh, back over to the Soaring Eagles. Here, I'll just
I
pass me.
on the way there, I tell everyone to keep an eye out for anybody trying to follow us.
Okay, everybody make a perception check.
Oh no. We just willed them into existence.
Maybe. Isn't it more fun this way?
Oh yes, I know. I'm just saying it's funny.
Is this a potentially smellable perception?
You can have Dash make a perception check, but it will not unless do you want Dash to use his sense of smell to try to
You know what? I have him use a sense of smell just in case.
Okay, so have Dash roll with advantage. And I need Tilt's roll still.
Damn. He smells everything.
Give me a second. I had to reload the page.
Oh, okay.
My favorite character, beyond 20.
Yeah, I haven't figured out why Dash has been weird the entire time.
Oh,
Oh, very unobservant
Right.
tilt.
But not entirely.
could have been worse.
Okay, you guys don't notice anything on your walk over, like anything suspicious or anything, or anybody following you.
Okay.
Do we notice that there's nothing suspicious?
Like,
On your as Typhir says, you know, like everybody be aware of your surroundings, kind of thing. You all kind of like take an extra moment to be aware and look around as you're walking there, and you guys do not notice anything on your way over.
Okay.
Super complicated explanation, but yeah.
Yeah. And basically, is it? I assume we rolled high enough, but just want to clarify, it's not. Oh, you guys didn't notice anything, and actually, there's like 4 dudes walking behind you.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys make it over to the Soaring Eagles place. And
Hey guys, get out of their house.
oh,
here, it'll just be like that's
so
you, Barnabas. Alright. Yeah. So you guys are at the front of the Soaring Eagles Guild House. Barnabas speaks up. Is this the place?
yes,
Yes.
Cyril, do the honors.
I knock.
And Lena comes in, opens the door. Ah, Soaring
Well,
Eagles.
yes, it seems things are proceeding quickly. We have
Wait,
Barnabas.
wait,
aren't
you're
you
the
the
soaring
Soaring
eagle.
Eagles?
Oh, fucking god damn it. That was supposed to be swooping owls. You know, I kind of fucked myself with that. Keep mixing up the names. Oh yes, it's good. Good to see you guys back so quickly. Please come in.
Yes.
yes.
And Barnabas also walks in. You said Grinda was staying here? Yes, Scarlet, please go get her. She nods and goes upstairs real quick. And then
Uh,
a minute later. Oh, go ahead.
I'll kind of go to Barnabas. Well, I guess we'll never mind. We'll find out soon.
Hmm.
We might still want that warrant.
And she comes back with Grinda. Here she is. Please have a seat.
Okay, yes.
And Barnabas goes over to sit across from her. All right, Grinda. Uh, I just want to ask you a few questions regarding the situation that has occurred in the Miss Shore area. I'm sure you're well aware, and I hope to have your full truth and such on this. I would prefer not to use any magics that are necessary to get this information out of you if we can just get a clean and simple explanation of everything. Is that all right with you? And she sort of nods. Very well. Well, my friends here, the Swooping Owls, have told me a bit of what they heard from you, but I'd like to hear a bit more clarification from your mouth directly, so I can be clear on all the details. I suppose to start, can you explain a little bit about that commotion that was occurring in Miss Shore earlier today? And she starts. Well, I don't exactly remember when it started, but sometime this afternoon, there was a bit of a commotion outside of my house, and I heard some first very quiet knocks at my door. It turned into some large bangings, asking me to, well, surrender the stone. As I knew that I had had it previously, but it was currently not in my possession, I was a bit scared to, well, respond, and I kept hidden inside my home for as long as I could. And I had previously told your friends here that I sent the stone away with my rat familiar to my family crypt. I had hoped to keep it safe there at least for a day or so until I could go there and retrieve it myself. But I think probably about mm, 15 minutes after I had sent the stone away with the rats, I had regretted my decision. It seems like this is all way too much for me. This treasure that I could find under the harbor is more interesting than dealing with the possible consequences of holding this stone. Hmm, I see. And he turns to you guys and he goes, uh, "Is there any extra clarification you want on that information?"
Yes. Grinda, are you aware that the stone can affect the mind of the bearer?
Well, I wasn't aware before, but I suppose I am suspicious of it now.
Did you feel that when you sent it along with your familiar that it affected it or your control over it?
What do you mean exactly?
Hmm.
Do, are you?
Your decision to send it along with the familiar, was it
Yes.
entirely yours?
You know, I'm not sure. You see, I remember wanting to send it with my familiar to keep it hidden and safe, but it seems like almost instantly after getting rid of it, I regretted that decision.
Yes. If you think back a few days before you had the stone, but you knew that the guild was after it, etc., blah, blah, blah. Did you ever want the stone for yourself then, before seeing it today?
Well, I was certainly interested in it, but it wasn't something that I was going to pursue. It belonged to the Xanathar Guild, and the higher ups wanted it for themselves. There was no way I was going to get it. At least that's how I thought. But when it came into my hands, it just seemed like, I guess, a possibility that I could keep it myself.
So you gave it to your familiar, and almost immediately, when it came in possession of your familiar, you regretted, and you did, and by then your familiar had been gone with it It was out of your range to communicate with it. You couldn't rescind the order, you're saying.
Correct. By the time it had left my, I suppose, range of feeling, I couldn't communicate it with it any longer and tell it to come back, so I just let
But
it go.
can you? I kind of trying to type here. But you can summon Strix from a distance, right? Grinda, can you do that?
I can, and I tried, but when I tried to resummon my familiar, nothing came.
So it sounds like it does affect familiars.
Hmm.
Well, based on what I know from my familiar and how it works, I think my familiar was killed sometime between, well, when I gave it the stone and about an hour later. That's when I tried to resummon it.
Oh, well, this would have been good to know. So you have no way of knowing if it's actually in your crypt.
I suppose that is true. I don't know.
Or is there something in your family crypt that could kill it?
I
Like,
mean, it is a familiar, Typhir. Could the
yeah.
stone have killed her familiar?
Well, there shouldn't be anything in the crypt that could kill it.
You say the words
Could it?
shouldn't, but, you know.
We should
Typhir, do
have
the picture thing.
I do the picture thing. I have no idea what
What
it
is the
means.
picture thing? Yeah.
Where Typhir makes miniature minor illusions of things.
Okay,
I'm like, show show what we saw in the city of the dead.
I make a miniature picture of a horde of zombies attacking us and trying to kill us and
And
blowing up a gravekeeper's house.
well, and the giant like squelch monster or
And
whatever.
the ooze thing that we fought.
Ah, yes. This was the necromancer case in the city of the dead, correct?
That is correct.
Well, if the necromancer has been taken care of, then that shouldn't be a problem anymore.
But who says there's only one necromancer?
Always with the shouldn't. You know,
Or should in the
usually books shouldn't summon fiendish apparitions to attack you. But I managed to touch a book that did exactly that.
Yes, there has been lots of shouldn't around us recently. Like I would say one shouldn't expect there to be a fireball explosion outside their new tavern.
Well, I suppose we're in a time of where shouldn'ts should be.
Yes.
or
Well,
can be. Let's put it that way.
but I think the key thing here is we should go see if the stone actually made it to this crypt.
I have a question. Do you have anything? Does your familiar smell like you?
My familiar smells like a rat.
Do you have do you have any way of producing the scent of your particular rat familiar?
Well, I suppose with 10 gold pieces and an hour of my time, I can summon a new one.
Um, I sent this, and I asked Brenda, did you send anything else along with the stone? Anything else your rat might have been carrying?
No, it was only carrying the stone from me.
Hmm. It would sure be great to get this stone near me. Well, wait, and I turned to Typhir. Can you describe the stone in such a way that it's the only object of its particular kind?
The stone of galore.
Well, but no. But it's not like there are multiple stones of galore. Like it has to be a category of object. Nui.
Uh,
Like I would say sentient magic item, but we're in water deep. We
very
can't walk 2 feet without running into one of those.
good point. Uh, stone that controls the mind of people who wield it.
I believe, Cyril, if you are using a spell such as locate object to assist you,
Yes.
you either need to have seen it yourself somewhat closely, or you can name a category. That kind of the category is generally broad for the spell.
Well,
Hey,
stones that affect
somebody who's
people's
seen the
minds.
stone.
Stones that affect people's minds is at least better than sentient magic item.
Yes, I usually it's a one word kind of thing. I know the magic is finicky.
Well, let me translate it into Elvish. Stone affect Mindensum.
Mm,
I'm
mhm.
making a German joke.
Oh,
Oh,
But no. Yeah, I'm just joking.
um,
Anyways, Barnabas, maybe you should stay here and work with Grinda to figure out more. I think we, the swooping owls, should go and check out this crypt.
yes, I suppose getting to the stone faster would be best if we can just find it. I will continue questioning Grinda myself. Before you leave, though, are there any particular questions you would want me to find the answers to?
um, perhaps you should confirm her association and duties to the Xanathar Guild and make sure that she is appropriately divorced from them.
Yes, I will have to put a little bit of extra efforts into confirming that her intentions are true. I will make sure to do that.
Good. Does anyone else have any
No, I think that
concerns?
is definitely Grinda. You
I,
tell a convincing story, but Nui here has pointed out that you might that this might be all an elaborate ruse. So,
why you gotta throw me under the bus, dude?
oh no, I trust your theory. You were the genius who came up with it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's quite brilliant.
Take that one.
But so even though I had no reason to mistrust you before now, um, you know, it's always better to double check.
She kind of looks down at the floor and meekly says, I understand.
well, the more of Barnabas, I believe it is fair that if she is divorcing herself from the employ of the Xanathar Guild, that she also described to you her knowledge of its infrastructure and current events within the guild as far as her knowledge can take her. Otherwise, um, assuming she has been forthwith with you and us and is prepared to abandon such a life, then she should be offered her freedom in exchange, in my opinion. Now, excuse me, the swooping owls gotta swoop. And Knifeear gets up and walks on over to Tilt and says, "Hey, Tilt, I hope you've been enjoying the flowers outside. Isn't it a great and splendid day?"
Tilt, are you enjoying the flowers?
The Ivern is strong out here.
Yes, I'm just enjoying the flowers, you know. The Ivern willed me to go see them.
Yeah, so let me take care of that scary blood on you. And I cast prestidigitation on Tilt, um, cleaning him.
Is that just? Oh yeah, it's cantrip. I was about to say I could also shape water, but yeah.
Mhm.
Still can. Nothing's stopping you.
Nothing is stopping you from making Tilt wet.
It's okay. You already.
You can make him wet.
Wait, it's a. What is it?
What?
Instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot.
Yeah, but I can just do it a bunch of
You
times.
do like
Yeah.
start on his face kind of thing, and then like work his way
Okay,
down.
gotcha.
Or
Alright.
actually, it might only be his clothes. Because Tilt is not an object.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know
But
what? I go out and uh
and as they're doing this, I walk back in and walk up to Grinda. I'm like, "Can you give us directions to your family's crypt in the city of the dead? That
Uh,
might be useful."
yes, of course. And she draws out a quick little map for you of the city of the dead, and
Okay.
puts
Yeah,
like a little X where
I
the.
bring it back. And I go to Newton like, here's the map.
oh, a map. I was like shaping water like above Tilt's head, and I just like water from the various trees and crap gathered together, water bending style, and just like and I turn my attention and just drop all the water
And you
on it.
forget, yeah. All the water just. The Crypt of the Grunda, or Crypt of Garlos. Crypt of the Garlos. That's what I was going for. you guys here.
Wait, are we going straight there?
Yes.
No. I
Oh.
pass by the City of the Dead Gate, and I look for Sir Thomason.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you're coming right in, right about where the swap happens from the day guards to midnight guards. So you see them all sort of conjugating around the gate, and you see Sir Thomas in there.
Oh yeah. Sir Thomason.
Oh, it is you guys.
Oh yeah, yes, us guys.
Swooping owls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, someone got it right.
My,
Yeah.
have you enjoyed the adulations and praise of the common folk in the time we've been gone?
Yes. Of course. My fellow pillar brethren.
Pillar
Re-
brethren, yes.
Remember? Yes, we were pillar brothers at one time.
Yes, and then
Yes,
you,
such a valiant thing to be known for.
as my pillar brother who betrayed me and took credit
Betrayed?
and then took credit for our deeds.
No. You misunderstand.
No. I
I
do?
remember the skeleton. I did defeat that
You
skeleton,
defeated
and
one skeleton. Can you
yeah.
guess how many skeletons we defeated?
Um.
Can you guess how many large goop
Two.
monsters of disgusting black ooze we defeated?
Um. Zero.
And can you guess how many captains of yours who were controlled by a necromancer we managed to save?
Um. Zero.
One each. Each
Which
deed
is a lot
greater
more.
than one skeleton.
Oh. I. Yeah. Oh. I see.
Mm-hmm. You do.
I feel like
And
rule number one, out of character, I feel like rule number one of, or like to be able to control NPCs is to have IC in your back pocket all the time, ready to pull out.
Yes.
and as like the pretty much it's like right at the time where the guard meeting is about to start, and you see actually a familiar face walk by, in Sergeant Bim. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
also,
Sergeant
I want to
Bim.
point out I added this interaction to my notes as Typhir bullies Sir Thomason on our way into the City of the Dead.
And all the guards look as he approaches, and they go, "Captain Bim, sir!" And he walks up to the guards and he goes, "Everybody settle down, settle down. Oh, my good friends, the swooping owls."
Sergeant.
Two!
No longer
Two!
Sergeant. No longer Sergeant, but Captain. Eh?
Yes, Bim is now captain of the City of the Dead,
What a.
after unfortunate passing of old captain.
So he passed finally? Was the Emerald Enclave not able to help him?
Does not seem so.
That is unfortunate. I pray that um at God, what's uh
Previous captain Snoven.
Stoneman.
yeah, Stoneman. No, but Kellum. I pray that Kellamvor takes him into his arms.
Ah, yes. Bim not know much of gods like that, but I hear he passed peacefully.
That is good.
Anyway, I have important guardsman duty to take care of. As new captain of the area, I assure you, we will keep the City of the Dead safe.
Yes, we are to visit a gravesite of a friend of ours.
I see. Captain Bim will keep the area under control.
Thank you. It's reassuring to have you in charge.
And then he gives you a salute and starts his guardsman meeting.
I just give a side eye to Sir Thomason, and then I am on my way.
He sees you give the side eye, and he kind of like jumps back a little bit from just the piercing of your glare,
Mm-hmm.
and then he stops paying attention to you, or well, he tries to stop paying attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you guys make your way towards the crypt of Karloth.
The Garlock.
And
Yes.
as you guys arrive, the very first thing you notice is the door to the crypt is wide open.
Oh, good. Good. Looks like no one's been here before us.
Mm-hmm.
I need a panther.
You need a panther. You need a raven.
I command Dash to smell if there's any smells of living people, I guess.
Okay. Make a perception check with dash with advantage. Um, Dash sort of smells around the area as well as inside, and he sort of notifies you that he smells something, but he's not sure what.
I also ask if he picks up any rat, and then I realize, you know what? I ask him, and I'm like, well, fuck, that's kind of a stupid question, but you know what? Do you pick up any rat?
He sort of like sniffs again, and I'm using the previous perception score. And he notifies you that there are at least one rat in the vicinity.
Okay. All right. Dash smells something, but he's not sure what it is. And there's at least one rat, but immediately after asking him that, I realized that that's kind of a stupid thing to ask in a graveyard.
Yeah.
Yes, it'd be more surprising if there were no rat.
Yeah.
Well, you
Is
think?
there anything else I should have him smell for before we proceed?
No, I'm just regretting not asking Grinda if her family crypt was trapped somehow.
Oh no, I did.
Yeah. She mentioned that it was not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That it was what?
not trapped.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I hope whoever came here before us didn't trap it.
Well, maybe the doors just open normally. And I also go to New and like, do you want to go first?
I
Yeah, considering I'm the most perceptive, I will use my tracking skills to try to discern if there's any
Oh,
booby traps we should be keeping an eye out for.
All right, everybody, just have everybody make a perception check.
I was gonna say, why don't we? Okay.
I mean, I'll have everybody make it anyway, so I can use it
Yeah.
for the rest of the.
A
hey.
Oof.
Ooh.
double woof. Should I have
Yep.
Dash do a separate not?
Oh, for
I
like a
did.
site. Yeah, that's fine if you want to have them do a site or like other senses. Oh
Oh,
my god.
So we have 2 people who know what's going on, and 3 people. You know what? Actually, it makes sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does make
You
sense.
and Dash are blocking the doorway.
Also, I guess a sight thing would be a very good thing for. Well, actually, do ravens get the same benefit
No, they
as
don't.
Nope.
they get? Yeah, the benefit of talking like other people. Okay, so I proceed.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk into the main doorway. As you kind of look around, it just seems to be sort of like the entryway. And then there's a stairway that goes kind of down further into the crypt. This area doesn't look like there's been anybody like here, but based on the door being open and like you see like some footprints from right where the door is, you know somebody has been through this area.
Okay.
But it
That
seems like the grave sites in this area and the tombs are pretty much undisturbed. It seems like whatever they were interested in wasn't in this area.
I whisper to Nuhi, Nuhi, your tracking skills tell you that someone has been inside, but they haven't left, right?
do I
Uh,
discern
you
that?
could tell that there's movement through and back out.
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, it seems someone went in and then came out again.
Okay, we'll have to check the inside, but maybe they already left with it.
Can you tell how old these tracks are, or how recent they are?
Can I?
Um, is that a separate thing?
I mean, yeah, you can have them just like roll survival.
Survival, yeah. Go ahead and roll survival then. You're not able to tell based on the tracks.
Actually,
They're not recent. Like they're not within the last hour.
they don't seem like they're within the last hour.
Perhaps we're too late.
Well, we could still look for clues.
Of course.
I mean, at this point, um,
Lead the
the
way. Lead the
paper
way.
trail is cold. Or this is our last lead to follow up on.
Yep. Let us search the crypt.
Yep, yep. Yes. So you make your way towards the bottom of the stairway. Here, wait.
Oh,
Oh, okay. This is the button that I can use to make you stop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you make your way to the bottom of the stairway, and this door is open as well. Though this door doesn't have a lock on it, you just walk on through. And you're sort of following what tracks you can tell. You can tell there are tracks that go deeper in as you walk down further into the crypt. You see more grave sites, more tombs, but these do seem a little disturbed. It seemed like someone maybe opened these before. But other than that, you can't really tell.
um, I wonder if the Stone of Galore would be detectable by a detect magic. I'm concerned that the rat familiar could have successfully hid the stone anywhere in here and don't really want to painstakingly check everything.
Okay. Well,
Do you think that's worth trying?
Well,
Is that also a spell slot?
no.
no.
Okay.
I don't want to delay us too much, but it is 10 minutes.
Mm,
But I have a spell scroll of detect magic, so I can use it instantly.
Well, you have detect magic.
I have it as a ritual, and I also have a spell scroll of it.
Okay. turn. I think we should look.
If we're here blocking the exit, if something is in here, then we'll know if it leaves.
Actually, Tilt, come with me.
Well, I haven't used my feature, so I could just
I thought
use.
you used it already.
Did I?
Yeah, I thought you did use it. I don't remember what you did.
I think it was detect magic when we were sneaking around.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
from
Mistshore.
Mishkar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can read the spell scroll.
Yes. And while you're doing this, I say, I turn to Tilt, and these guys, you two, search it, search the crypt, and we'll make sure no one escapes.
Can
Okay.
you copy a spell scroll and then get
Yeah.
yield another spell scroll?
Yes, but it
No.
costs gold and time.
You can copy a spell scroll into your spell book, but and yeah, and then once it's your spell book, you can scribe down another spell scroll. It just takes time and
Tilt,
gold.
come block the door with me.
I thought we were blocking the stairs.
No, we're blocking the entire crypt. No one gets in and no one gets out.
Alright.
So I'm using detect magic, and I think that's just the spell scroll generic temp.
Well, the
Does it?
whole point of we make sure nobody comes in or out is so that you have time and you don't have to waste the scroll if you don't want to. Otherwise, we could just have you use it.
Well, I mean, I don't care either way. You guys are going to be searching, which will take time.
I already used the scroll, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So
This is more so it's not like all four of us are busy searching and then someone walks past us.
I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
okay. Alright, so as your detect magic goes up, nothing points out as being magical.
I tell Nuhi to lead the way and follow him deeper. And I tell him that I haven't sensed anything yet.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you guys walk further and further. As you kind of like pass this corner area, there's like this feeling, Nui, that something is down here. You like start feeling a presence. You don't see
I
anything yet, but you just start feeling it just from based on. And Dash kind of like nudges you as well.
I have a strange feeling about this. Like something's deeper in the crypt.
I whisper to my familiar, well, we need you two to come help. And uh I send the
Okay.
raven over, and with
Oh wait,
mimicry.
Before that, I'm like, wait, we have the key to the crypt. Can we lock it from the inside?
Wait, we have the
Uh,
key to the crypt. How is the door open? Wait, and then Syra looks down and is like, oh, wait, yeah, thieves' tools.
mm,
Okay. Uh, so you want me to send the key with the familiar?
Yeah, like ask them if they can lock it from the inside.
Okay. So the familiar comes and it says to you, "Rah! Lock to him from the inside and come. There is a presence."
Okay,
ah!
I lock the door.
All right, you guys come in and lock the door.
Yep.
Okay.
I tell Cyril while we walk over there. I like presents. I hope we found something nice.
Oh
Uh,
my god. I say to Nuhi, let my familiar take the lead. And I send the raven up. How high are the ceilings?
Let me check for you, actually. Good question. 8 foot high ceilings.
Okay, well, as high as it can fly, it goes down.
Yeah, so it flies through the area and kind of looks around. It comes down to this area and it sees a locked door.
The raven returns, and it says, "Door lock." And Typhir's like, it saw a locked door. If that wasn't apparent,
Well, let's open it.
you have the key.
Yes. Does it look like this door has been opened recently?
I'm gonna use your previous perception check. You don't know.
Can I examine it?
Yeah, looking at the door, and also I'm using your survival as well to kind of figure out. It looks like somebody has been somewhat recently in there, but not within the past hour.
I relay that to everyone else.
It kind of gives you the same feeling as the tracks that you had seen before.
I just have an uneasy feeling about this door. Looks like someone's been here, but not in the past hour. But I guess go ahead and try the key. Now that we've looked at it,
I wonder how the familiar was supposed to get in here without the key. Is there were there
It-
holes, little entrances that it could have squeezed from outside?
Yeah, I mean, as you're walking through, you do see rats and like rat holes everywhere. Not everywhere, but every once in a while, and you see, small movement of tiny.
we're gonna face a rat boss.
No, Cyril?
Well, I put my
Kind of spoiled it,
in the
but
lock and
they-
open it.
All right, yeah, you put your key in the lock, the key you got from Grinda, and you unlock the door.
cool. All right.
Oh,
You open it to find a small room with a disturbed tomb. The lid is off the tomb, um, but you don't notice anything else in the area except for on the floor by the tomb. There seems to be a small silver key.
a small silver key.
Yeah.
I pick up the key.
All right, you pick up the key. Add just a small silver key to your inventory.
Yeah, I guess I'll add a Garlock thing. How do we add custom items? Like,
You have to
you could just,
unlock, and
yeah,
then
unlock, and then you just add, and then just write the item name.
I know what to do. Items.
new loot.
E.
Edit. Edit item. Small silver key.
Wait. Where did I put the key? Oh, it's not in my equipment. Go in my loot. Oh. Okay, whatever. Edit.
Okay. In the meantime, I examine the coffin.
Yeah, looking into the coffin, you see the remains of what you assume to be a Garland ancestor. Nothing seems to be missing from the remains, so this full skeleton. You're not sure if there was anything else inside of this tomb that might have been taken from it, but it, other than being opened and kind of moved around a little bit, it doesn't look any more disturbed than that.
I look very closely around the entire coffin and or walls around it for a keyhole.
Using your previous perception of 26, You look around the room. There doesn't seem to be anything else to this room. It just seems like a very small room that holds this small coffin.
I
Uh,
turn to Dewey and go, "Did you see any other keyholes on your way in?"
Uh, did I see any other key? I mean,
Yeah, I was walking through the crypt while you were looking around and being extremely perceptive. You didn't notice anything on the walls or on the floor or ceiling. It would have been like another place to put a key or anything. These look like very solid walls that are built around this crypt. There doesn't seem to be any secrets that you
And
can't see.
and my detect magic wasn't.
Yeah, as you walked through, nothing came off on your detect magic.
I try shifting the coffin.
Like trying to move it a little bit.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
is it?
in the small space that you have to kind of like move it, um, you move it a little bit and it's a little heavy, but you push it aside a little bit, try to look under it. There doesn't seem to be anything under there.
Okay. I got nothing. I pass the key to Dash and say, "Hey, can you smell this?"
Yeah, I'll use Dash's previous um,
Smell perception.
spell perception and have him pick up the scent.
Where does this go?
Um, can Dash convey like specific information? I forget what the
Well, I mean, he can point it out. I mean, where it goes is there must be a path, right?
Yeah, and like if it's something that like I'm looking for the beast master. You magically summon a prime which draws strength. The beast is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. That's the beast master. Primal companion beast of the land. Blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure I have some other beast shit. Not literally. Um, that's a second level spell slot. That's a first level spell slot. So if I really needed to, I could speak with animals.
Yeah. Dash can. What I'll say is he can take the scent and start following the scent and like just go that way. He won't be able to specifically tell you like where he's going, but he can keep following the trail.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have them keep following the trail.
Okay, so he starts walking out towards the main entrance of the crypt.
Okay, follow that panther.
Are you guys gonna keep following him?
Yes.
Okay. Here, I'll move him since I'm doing the.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll give you guys because this will be important. Where you guys' positioning.
I am behind tilt.
Wait for
Cyril?
me.
And
So it's Nui up front.
I'll have the
Tilton.
familiar following Dash closely.
Yeah, I guess since we know there's nothing behind us, I go in front of Type here.
Okay, so Typhir's in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you guys get to this stairway and you're kind of looking back at the locked door, that like feeling of presence is kind of like coming back to you. You feel like there's something outside.
Guys, I feel like there's something. Is the door solid?
It's like a reinforced door. It's pretty solid and it's locked right now. So
Okay.
Something. What
I,
thing?
I just feel that uneasy presence again.
Is it the Ivern?
Um, I've never felt an uneasy presence from the Ivern before, so I doubt it.
Okay.
Well, are people ready for some shit to go down? I think
Yeah.
some shit's about to go down.
Well, would you like me to unlock the door?
Wait, I have this key.
I command Dash to ready a move forward and attack from here. Like basically a pounce. On my command.
Mhm.
Can I do that? Or like if I guess I could also say ready it for when there's an unfriendly.
Yeah, you can have him ready a pounce, or yeah, like a dash pounce or whatever it's
Yep.
called.
Can we mage hand open the door with the key?
If Cyril gives it to me.
I give Typir the key.
Okay.
This is actually really important before we do this. Did enough time pass for us to say that we had a short rest?
I don't think we had any downtime.
Yeah, you guys weren't resting at any point. You were moving around and doing a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
I have my familiar up as far as the ceiling will go, like sitting over the door.
Mhm.
And then I mage hand over the key and I unlock the door.
Alright.
But that means the door is still shut.
Yeah.
So I return the key to me and then I'm like, I turn to them, it's like, you ready?
Yep. I draw my bow. Can I ready an attack too? Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I do that.
Tilt, why don't you stand in front of me?
No.
Yes.
No.
We move up.
I then I pass Tilt's shoulder. I force out a telekinetic blast to burst the door open.
Okay. So you blast open the door, and what you see on the other side are a few Dwegar. Uh, there's kind of like on the sides, kind of like waiting for you guys to come out, it looks like. And at the sign of you guys opening the door, they all enlarge, and everybody roll initiative.
Okay,
What's a Dwagar?
it's
Do we
like a
know?
dark dwarf.
It's essentially a dark dwarf, yeah.
Yeah, great.
And
An
do we know
underground
what that is?
grade dwarf.
If do you know what a drow is?
Yeah. Okay.
It's basically that, but a dwarf.
Okay.
Except they're gray instead of black. So it's less offensive to cosplay one.
Okay. Are you ready for the turn tracker or whatever for
Yeah, let
actually rolling?
me do that.
Who gets advantage? Who gets advantage? Typhir gets advantage.
I get advantage.
You get advantage.
Okay.
Wow.
A 1 and a 3.
Well, so much.
What are the name of those things again?
Dwegars?
Dwagars.
I forget. Do you want the familiar on a separate initiative or the same?
I think we're just doing
Yeah,
the
the
familiars
same.
and doing
Okay.
yeah, and dash on the same roll.
Holy shit.
Did somebody get initiative?
What?
If you're, sorry, I wanted somebody to get advantage.
Yes, I
Yes.
had advantage. I
Elshir rolled a
I won
3 and a 1.
a 3 and a 1. Yeah.
Oh.
I just rolled a 1.
Okay, well, I'll give you guys any ready actions that you guys had before it actually starts. So Dash and Nui.
All right, I guess. Alright, he's like dancing to the music. I guess I am going to shoot at this dude.
Okay.
Is that before or after Dash pounces at him?
I think before, because if someone's prone, then I get disadvantage, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
say that like Dash is running at them while you take your shot.
Yeah. Alright.
And make sure to turn on or off. Your sharpshooter is currently on, so if
Yeah.
you want to turn it off, do that before.
Can you ready a double attack?
No.
Okay. Well, that's
All right.
Get him,
Yeah.
Dash.
So the door opens, swings wide open. You launch an arrow right into the first thing you see, and it dodges right out of the way of your arrow. And
Okay.
Dash runs up, and which one is he gonna?
One. Oh. He's. I think Dash needs to be allowed movement on my turn.
Oh.
Well, just Austin, move him up in front of them.
Yeah.
It's
I
enough
mean-
space.
I guess it would be nice to eventually be able to move him on the
Yeah. I feel like that would be maybe because he's like not in combat or something. Oh, because it's not your turn. That makes sense.
Yes.
That's actually why. Alright, so what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So he has 10. So yeah.
7. Do you want him to stop here, or do you want him to go here?
What?
Well, how far do you want him to dash? Or how far do you want him to move?
He is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8, okay.
Yep.
And attack the one that you attacked?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. That's
Are
not
you gonna
good. An archer?
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to? Here, I'll just make it your turn. There. So you
Well,
can
this
roll.
is. We technically shouldn't know the archer exists. So,
Yeah.
Well, you see him now,
I mean, Dash sees him now.
and the Raven saw him anyway. So.
Okay. Yep.
The Raven cries out, "Archer! 3 Dwargar!"
Okay, that hits, and also, I'm writing down in my notes that I need to fix Dash's stuff. But that hits. Roll for damage. Okay, it's 10 slashing, and he has to make a strength check.
Yep. DC 12. Strength saving throw, I guess. I'm not sure if it matters.
Yeah. Okay, so he has advantage with this saving throw because he is large. Just as
Ooh.
a FYI. And he saves.
Okay.
Okay. So now we'll go to the actual first turn. And this guy calls out, "I am Gorath of the Xanathar Guild. Hand over the stone."
Who says
Can
that?
I answer?
The archer, and then the back. He kind of pokes his head. He pokes his head out and yells out to you guys.
We don't have it.
Not that you'd believe us.
You're right. I don't believe you. I'll just have to take it instead.
We have
And-
Grinda's key and another key,
You can die trying, like the rest of your guild.
but no stones. Also, do you know the dwarf with the crossbow hand?
Yeah?
He's dead.
I don't believe you.
Kill him.
Kill him.
No, yes.
No, actually, yes. Both. Alright, it's going to fire at... first, he's gonna take a shot at Dash. $13.
Nope.
Okay. And then he's gonna take a shot at the Raven.
Can he see him?
Can you see who?
The Raven.
Yeah, the
That's
Raven's
where
right at the
the-
door.
It's supposed to be
Well-
over the door on the ceiling. Like it's
So,
close to the ceiling.
Nestor, if the raven can see him, he can see the raven. That's how light works. It
No.
might just be a head. You might have like a bunch. You might have like 3/4 cover. But if you can see the archer, he can see you.
I mean,
I'm
I
down to
didn't.
give you 3/4 cover.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense if you're trying to, if he's trying to float, I guess, above the door.
Yeah. Well, that isn't really a Raven stat block, so let me reference the actual one.
Yeah.
It's an armor class of 12 3/4. Cover is 517.
He rolled an 11,
Okay, it doesn't.
so yeah. All right. Yeah. So that is, he's gonna walk back over here for a little bit, and then at the end of his turn. So I roll.
We really should have taken a short rest.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
So was I, but there was no point in which it made sense.
And also, I thought we might be in a rush.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, we could have taken time, but we were in a rush.
Yeah.
I turn to Typhir and go, "This one's on you, buddy," and then go, "I'll help these two out," and I cast Bless.
Wait, this one's on you. What do you mean?
You're the big gun.
Okay. Are you intimating that I need to make tilt more tilty, or that I should be perhaps putting a bunch of people to sleep?
I'm leaving it up to you. I'm telling you, I'm not using a big gun spell.
Okay.
I'm casting Bless instead of Spirit Guardians.
All right.
Okay. You've successfully applied Bless to everybody. Anything else? Like movement?
I don't think I can. I don't think there's any point to me moving forwards. Is there? Actually, yes, there is. I move forwards,
Okay.
and I choke the point.
Alright. The Dagar's turns. So these first two are going to swing at Dash with 4 picks. The first one swings. Oh, that is a crit.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Ocho.
And then the second one swings. 17.
That hits.
Five piercing damage.
Wow. Oh, should Dash have gotten temp health at any point?
Yes, he should have had 6 temp health from last time.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, so I guess.
So yeah, take away the temp health and just add 6.
Yeah.
And then this one is going to move and try to hit Dash as well. Actually, no, he'll hit Dash. $17.
That hits.
Uh, 12.
Dash is.
Piercing. Dash is poofed. And then, from behind you, you notice another dwarf, Dwegar, come out from hiding, turn uninvisible,
What?
and enlarge himself.
So here's a question. Did he roll higher than a 26 on his stealth check?
He was invisible and had a bonus.
Okay. So I'm going to say 26, even if he was invisible, 26 should have found him.
I
But-
mean, I constantly said you feel a presence deeper in the crypts.
Oh, no, you did. You did. I agree.
Alright, that's the end of his turn, though. I fear.
I move forward and let me see. That's not okay. Cool. So yeah. Typhir's eyes, he closes them, and they roll back in his head, and draconic chanting comes out. He says, Ashrik Akamawad in Ast Afar. And his quill, his magic quill comes out, and it starts writing a bunch of like strange sigils in front of the Dwergar, and he casts hypnotic pattern.
Ooh. Each creature there, yeah. Let's take a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. They're probably not very wise.
Who knows?
Okay. First Dwegar. So he is charmed.
While he's charmed, he is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Yeah. Okay. This Dwegar. Also failed. And this Dwegar. He succeeds.
Okay.
And this guy,
What?
the last guy, Gorath, he also succeeds. They actually both crit.
Wow. Uh-oh. How did that compare?
Alright, anything else?
That's it. And the familiar goes to the one that came out from behind and hecks at it, and then retreats into the
Okay.
giving advantage.
Does the Raven have flyby?
Again, I gotta go check the actual stat.
No,
Yeah.
that's why everyone uses owls.
Yeah.
Owls are the only one with flyby.
Well, if it wants to attack the Raven that badly, so be it. Hey, it can.
Okay, yeah,
Then it's
if
just
it-
gonna stay there and just provide advantage.
Okay, so it's not gonna fly away. Alright. Nui.
Give me a second.
Sure. We can finish this combat round and then call it. Since
I was just typing in my notes.
yeah. But I don't want to keep people too long, considering today was a Monday and also
Okay.
tomorrow's a
So,
Tuesday.
what did we say Raven did? Just
It's
help.
providing advantage against this guy.
You have to move away from him, though. Otherwise, you just have regular shots.
Right.
Or you have one regular shot.
Oh, I can have the Raven take the reaction so that you can move freely.
Oh, that's okay. I just move away.
If you move away, he will reaction attack you. You okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. So he takes a swing with his war pick. $21.
That hits.
16 piercing damage.
16.
16.
Okay.
We really should have taken a short rest.
Yep. All right. I move here, and I'm going to. Let's see.
You get advantage on your first one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can we redo that a little bit? I forgot about telekinetic shove. I could have just shoved it.
It's
Yeah.
too late. Okay,
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'd say it's too late, but
Yeah. I guess after taking the damage.
yeah.
it might
If
be-
you had done it before he'd moved and taken the damage,
Okay. I'm sorry.
yeah. I mean, I
Um,
also realized I had a much smarter move on my last turn too.
I'm going to attack with the Bow of Wondrous Water.
Okay. Who are you targeting?
The dude. Here.
You have advantage on that.
Oh,
you have
yeah.
advantage. $16. That hits. For
Okay.
damage.
Oh, wait.
$20.
Ooh.
Yes. So you lash out an arrow onto this big, huge fucking dwarf. It's an easy target, and he starts bleeding out.
I shoot another one.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hits. $17. Okay. Another arrow right into him. Not looking too good.
When you said bleeding out, is that bloodied or?
Yeah, bloodied. 50%.
Okay. So we have very. They have more HP than 37, but less than 40, or less than or equal to 40.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and I'm trying to decide if I should cast a spike growth outside.
You used your action.
Oh yeah, I'm not used to thingies being actions and all.
Yes.
Silly ranger. Okay, that's all I got.
But honestly, even with that, I think you did the most effective thing you could have done.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there's no really reason for me to. Okay, cool.
Filter.
Filter,
I am here. I'm here.
we
Filter.
have a Grugar behind you on its last legs.
I understand, but I want to try something.
Okay, you can try something.
Okay.
Oh, also,
Some skill.
don't hit the two that are unconscious.
No, I know that. I know that. I would like to. Where is it? The stupid thing. The thing that the laser thing that I got.
The Forgormi stick?
Yeah, the charge.
Oh yeah.
Because I should have 3 charges right now, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Don't believe
so
he's used any.
so I'd like to attempt to use the charge. But does that count as a melee attack, or how does that work again?
It is damage and hit is calculated the same, but dealt as psychic damage. So it gets to be a melee attack with psychic damage.
So
even
if
though
I
it's ranged,
have Great Weapon Master turned on,
it will
that's
apply.
still it will
It
apply?
should. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to turn Great Weapon Master on.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's enabled.
As a note, the guy at the top is weakened a lot. He was bloodied and then he got hit for 17.
He has like
A maximum of 3 HP
a
left.
maximum of 3 HP left.
Oh,
Yeah.
fine.
But no. Let Tilt do his cool thing, and then he can swing his wimpy shot.
Yeah. I'm saying. You have multiple attacks, right? So you can
Yeah.
decide. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Let's see if I even hit. Because
Tilt-
who knows if I...
Also, I go before the thing, so Tilt doesn't necessarily have to be the one to kill it.
So let's just roll. See if I actually hit.
Why does he have a 48?
Wait, why did it say 1d41?
It's an interesting dice.
He mistyped his.
1d4.
Let's call that a 2 on the d20 and a 3 on a 3 or a 4 on the d4.
Yeah.
You rolled a 1d41 for 39. So it's 7. It's
12?
12.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the formula. There.
12 or 13.
Before I tell you whether or not that's going to hit, or that won't hit, because you have wait, do you have any superiority die left?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I do have
Okay.
inspiration though.
Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you. I'll be nice about it. It's not gonna hit on a 13.
You can just take your other attack.
Yeah, I'll just use the other attack. That's fine.
Okay. Targeting the guy above you. Again?
Hopefully this time
Yeah.
it isn't a 1d41 added.
Well, it's still showing 1d41 on the formula.
Well, just delete the one then from the formula.
Is there an issue with bless?
I have no clue.
Mine was fine. So
Yeah.
I think it's the weapon itself.
Yeah, maybe I did Bear's Ferocity incorrectly. It's supposed to be a +1, but it's... Or no, I think that's what the +1 there is.
I mean, we can calculate it ourselves. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead and try rolling again. Like,
+1
making it-
+3 plus 1d4. That's all he gets, right?
oh my god.
Well,
Oh.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter. Okay.
well, you do have inspiration.
You want to use the inspiration.
I think I'll have to use the inspiration. Try that again.
Oh, okay. I see the problem.
Okay.
It's
Oh, well,
So 12
it's over 16.
plus 7, it's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so if it hits for damage,
7.
Are these all charge psychic blast?
yes.
Okay, so you just expended all 3 of them.
No,
I only
2.
have 2 attacks.
Wait. Oh, you spent 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's shown as the charges are shown as inventory. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
It shows 1. Okay. It's actually a problem with the football stick though.
Wait, but you rolled damage wrong. Oh. Wait, were you attacking with Great Weapon Master?
No.
It was off.
Okay, intentionally off.
It was
Yeah.
intentionally off, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that with that blast, the Dwegar behind you falls and dies.
Okay, and then I guess I'll just walk forward. 2, 3, 4. And I'll just stand here to kind of just block the door with Cyril.
Okay. Alright, and we'll do the rest of the combat next time.
Okey-doke.
Oof. Wait. Oh, Tilt tried to hit the one behind. Oh. You guys persuaded him into doing the tactical thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
wait,
I,
what-
I was
yeah,
gonna
what
try to use the I wanted to use the range thing, but every time I've used the range thing, it's almost like I missed, you know? Even
Yeah.
the first time.
No, I know. But I thought you were doing it with Great Weapon Master to try to beat up the dude out here.
No, I was gonna use Great Weapon Master on the guy over here, but like you guys said, it only needed a little bit of the damage, so it didn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Try turning that off.
Okay. Well, I now feel less bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were about to get moved between two things. So now maybe my next play won't be closing the door. I realized that, but I realized it wouldn't have made sense for me to do it because you didn't make the guy pop out until after I'd already taken my turn.
Right.
So there would have been no reason for me to be like, yes, we're gonna fight you, come and die, and then slam the door shut on them again.
Most importantly, the Raven is safe.
Well, Dash is not.
I have a question that I think I'm gonna regret asking, but if someone charms your companions, can you wake them up?
Oh yes, it's in the spell that you can walk over them and use an action to shake them up.
Yeah.
Did Dash fail?
No. Dash died.
Dash died.
He's wondering if the other two dwarves can become
Yes, but most importantly, it requires an action according to the spell. So if they do wake someone up, it requires their turn.
Also, even more importantly, I can stand between him and one of the dwarfs. I guess if I can't stand between him, I can only block him from one of the dwarfs. And I guess the other dwarf can get me around. Never mind. I will continue blocking the door. And regretting not having Twilight Sanctuary.
I actually will ask this. How do you want to... Is this a legal move where this dwarf who is not affected wakes up this dwarf who is affected, who then wakes up this dwarf who is affected? Is that legal?
What does it say on hypnotic pattern?
Well, it depends on the incapacitated condition, mostly.
I think generally people run it where when you come out of incapacitation and stuff like that, it's your turn. You still lost your turn.
You already lost your turn. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
But like
sense.
a lot of things to end an effect, unless it says takes effect at the start of your turn, it's you lose your turn and then you make the save to come out of it.
Right.
And I think that would be the same here. Like they lose their turn because they're back, but they're like waking up from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
Okay.
But I mean, it could also go the other way, but that's not how a lot of other effects go in this. There's probably some advice somewhere on this. I mean, if you had rolled them all with separate initiatives, then it would work, because they just go in their initiative order.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure you can look this up somewhere and see how other people run it.
So what's happening is the effect I have for Bear's Ferocity is combining with the Bless effect to make it 1d. It's supposed to be +1.
It's just appending one to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very weird.
That's great. I love that. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah. So the good news is it's 1d41, so it's easy to round it down to the 1d4 values.
There you go.
That is true. I'll probably take a look at it and try to fix it along with Dash's stuff.
Okay.
Things do be exploding from both angles.
Yep.
I mean, just talking about it since it's already over now.
Yeah.
Is running in that invisible ambush? Do you think that was fair?
I feel like on a crit check for an animal that has smell, there should have been descriptive clues.
Yeah.
He didn't crit on the smell.
He
Okay.
critted on sight, but
On
he was
sight.
invisible.
Then there should have been descriptive clues based on you see small shuffling, you see footprints. It's not you don't
Yeah.
see a creature, but you see that there's something following
Or
you,
like
vibrating
like
in air.
you see
because-
the dust move, and
Yeah.
and this is, I think it's just saying you sense a presence in a crypt is not we think there's a surprise, we think there's a spirit, and we're also looking for the stone and an abomination. So I think it was just the words you were using were bad because they were easy to interpret a different way.
Okay, I thought it would be really clear once you got to the end and there was nothing there that there was something.
Absolutely. If you thought
There?
that was clear, absolutely not. No.
Oh, also, um,
And what I thought was there was either a ghost or the stone. So I did not think there was
Because
something
the
hiding
stone,
and following.
in this case, the stone is sentient. So like, okay, the
But
sentient
the stone would have
presence.
came up from detect magic. Is that what I was thinking about? I was like, you guys eliminated every
well,
possibility.
so the detect that magic was actually something I was going to ask about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
detect
what
magic only works on visible
Art
things.
work. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, I guess maybe I would have to
But
read.
you see magic on things you can see, and because he can't see the dwarf, he can't see the magic on it.
Gotcha.
Like it's one of those things where, yes, you're right. It feels like you should do it, but the way the spell is written as working is not like you feel magic. It's you see things that are magical,
Well,
and you can interpret them.
But also, according to the wording of this spell, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. So it doesn't say that's dependent on sight. It just says that the feature where you see a faint aura around something has to be on a visible creature or object. So I would
Okay,
argue that I should be able to sense that there is a magic. I would not be able to see the aura. I would have to use an action because it's an action to see the faint aura. So I would have to be like, okay, I sense magic. I'm trying to use my action to sense the faint aura, but I failed to do so. And from that, I have enough clues to possibly conclude that there is an invisibility spell functioning.
Or just that there is a spell functioning.
That there is a spell functioning that I can't see.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so it'd be like something you feel the presence of magic, but then you wouldn't be able to like discern exactly what it is.
Yeah.
because it has to be visible for me to know the school and to see the aura, but I should have enough to sense the presence of magic and then try to use the action to see the aura and then fail to see the aura. If we're
Yeah, okay.
executing it that
So
way.
I read the detect magic wrong then. I agree that I read that
Yeah.
I read that incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think more it's just your description of you sense a presence should have used more of the senses if they were sensing it from their perception check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and on lower checks, like I would even say that it was a fair description for like a fail of the DC or like a
Yeah.
like if
No,
you
that's
if
why-
you want to do degrees of success, which is something like Pathfinder does, where it's like, okay, well you failed the DC but like by 2 or something, so you didn't fail by so much, so you say, well, you sense a presence, and that's fair because you failed this DC, so but you didn't fail by that much, so you say like there's something here but you can't quite tell what it is and you're not noticing enough details about it. But I think
Yeah.
that when they had that such a high check, it's like, you know, it's dusty in the crypt and you see footprints in the dust, or you see or they accidentally bump into something and you hear something fall.
But I also think part of it is just the phrase "you sense the presence" was a bad phrase for a crypt in particular.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the guy was like moving around and bumping into stuff, and the whole time is just kind of like
Well,
hiding
no,
out.
I'm just saying. I'm saying
No, yeah, you're right.
just
if you wanna-
presence in crypts implies supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since you're asking about it for feedback, did you roll a stealth check?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and it was.
What did he get?
It exceeded.
It was like no, it didn't exceed, but I kind of like did like he had kind of like pass without trace kind of thing, because he's invisible. Like I just added +10.
Well,
I would
but that's
the rules
invisible
say,
doesn't add that.
Yeah,
You're still.
otherwise,
because
the
you
other
can make
think
sound.
about it the other way around. If we're invisible and we're trying to get past that, you wouldn't want that to happen.
And this is, I know Drugar might have something where they're
Yeah, I
stealthier
don't know
on
what passives
stone.
Dwergar had. I
What,
don't know
like-
what passives Dwergar had. But
No, they
Uh,
don't have anything like that.
I would say, like, imagine if player characters just got a free pass without trace if they were invisible. That would be crazy.
Yeah, like it's a second level spell.
Yeah, wait.
Granted,
I mean,
pass
isn't
without trace
both
is a
of them
second
are
level.
second level spells? Yeah.
Yeah,
so
but the fact if it would turn you invisible and increase
Then that's
your
two second
stealth
level spells
check.
for the price of one.
Yeah,
yeah.
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 But this is races.
But it's totally fair to have, you know, an invisible person who can't be seen because, you know, if you can't see them, you know, your sight perception checks have, like, automatically disadvantage on them, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah,
And and of course, any attack rolls try to make, like, if we thought that something was there and we say, okay, we try to attack the invisible thing, we immediately have disadvantage on any attack rolls made. And that's how invisibility works, is that something can sense that you're there, they can hear that you're there, and I've seen plenty of campaigns where characters were invisible, but the enemies knew where they were. They just had disadvantage on the attack rolls, and that's how it's usually played.
Yeah, for combat.
Yeah.
It's more like for non-combat kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
For non-combat, you know, it is dependent on the stealth check versus the perception check, and if they don't exceed the opposed check, then, you know, I would say that it is fair to give enough details, especially if it's such a high roll, to give enough details for that person to, you know, figure out from the clues, even, you know, where they from. I would say in terms of, like, adjudication, like, generally, you know, it's one of those moments where, like, none of us were perceptive enough, but Nuhi as a high wisdom and, like, a ranger character was, and that was, like, a moment for Nuhi to be like, I am so good at, like, detecting stuff and tracking stuff that, like, I figured out that this dwarf was there. So I would say that it's usually best to, especially in a situation where, like, one character is, like, shining out, to give that person the, you know, at least, you know, it's not like you have to spell it out for him, but at least
Yeah.
make it so that when they think about it, like, oh man, that was, like, so obvious. Why didn't I like pick up on the
No,
the
I think it was
description?
like the description wasn't enough.
Yeah. I think that's the main takeaway.
Yeah,
Because so that was, you were giving the hint, we were doing it, we just didn't connect that to coming from Nui's perception.